right.
That's how it works.
Ready?
Yep.
Hey! There's kind of a
Cheers.
shuffle to that. Oh.
Yeah.
The old slap and tickle.
There it is.
Cheers.
Excellent.
Cheers. Jordy, what is this podcast called?
Consistently off.
Hey! He got it right.
I come prepared.
Yeah, he did. He did his research.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's consistently off number 170.
I was off by one.
I know.
So close.
We did it without
We
you.
did say that you're going to be disappointed that you weren't.
We are joined by the always incredible Jordy the Blond, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for making it out. Thanks for cruising down. It's good to see you.
You too.
Yeah.
Must have been, I don't know, I don't know when I saw you last.
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like it was the Wayfarer.
It was. I think
It
it
was
was.
a
It was
Wayfarer,
Wayfarer,
yeah.
but like fucking forever ago.
yeah, with Big Monster Shape in my
Shout out Big
Yeah.
and Shape.
That's what it was.
At
Yeah.
that show.
Shape just gave me some T-shirts and they're fucking sick.
Nice.
Well, he didn't give us any, so.
Shane. Shout out Shano, obviously. You saw him earlier today.
Yeah, I went to hang out with him because it's very rare that I'm down in OC anymore. I actually moved to Fullerton when I first came to California.
Yeah.
So I made a lot of friends here, and then now that I live in LA, they're very close, but it's like 2 hours of driving.
Oh, yeah.
It's close is a relative term.
Yeah.
There goes the day.
When you,
Yep, literally.
when you live here, you totally understand that exact sentiment you just said. It's like, I live in LA, 38 miles away? And
Yeah.
you're like,
But that's
It's
2 hours.
like 2
Yeah.
hours of driving.
But that's like going across the state.
Straight up. It's like, dude, it's crazy to me that like from where I live, I have to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours in general to just leave a city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, yeah.
continuous metropolitan city. It's crazy.
What part of LA are you in?
I'm right in the dead center of Hollywood right now.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. So you're smack in the center.
Right in
Yeah.
the center.
Cool.
It's pretty sick. We get to hear fights all night. I had to hang up on the phone with my mom the other day because a dude came up to the side of my car with his dick out. What? I was like, Mom,
I gotta call you back.
I gotta call you back. I might have to fight a dude that's naked. I need to have both hands for this.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Hollywood, everybody.
Hollywood.
You're on a video chat. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. You're FaceTiming. Uh-oh.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
That wasn't mine.
Fullerton has a couple Wild Johnsons running around, but nothing like
Not
LA.
not LA
Nothing like
Johnsons.
that.
Yeah.
The wildest person I know in Fullerton is this cat Tosh. I don't know if you ever hear of Tosh the drummer. Yo, this dude is the sweetest human being on the planet, and he's like the craziest drummer. He's a hired gun, and he plays. I think he's gonna be out with Jaden most of the year.
Okay. Nice.
He's like nasty, and he's based in Fullerton, and his pop used to be a drummer, so his pops is his like drum tech.
Nice. Oh hell yeah.
So like
That's cool.
That's
he's
a
the
good
coolest,
setup. Yeah.
sweetest person. Shout out Tosh if you happen to hear this.
For
I'm
sure,
gonna, I'm
yeah.
gonna literally tell him to listen.
Yeah.
I'll be pissed if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Find the minutes and seconds and just link him to that.
Yeah.
We're at 329.
He's a sweetheart. He's in Fullerton, and I geeked out for a minute. I was like, dude, I used to live in Bassett and Brea. No way.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you say you live in SoCal, people are like, oh, you live in LA? It's like, no, I
Yeah.
I live
LA's
in
just what you say to
Fullerton.
people who aren't from here.
Yeah. It's kind of like when people like move to New York, they live in like I don't know, like Mayapack or like New Jersey or something like that. And
But
it's
they
like,
don't just say New York.
it's like, I'm from New York, and then there's like some dude in Harlem just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, Craig and I do it because it's easier to say Detroit than Redford Township.
Dead ass.
Yeah.
I almost brought you guys Labatt.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
hilarious.
but then I was like, no, I got to get you something from my hometown because you definitely had Labatt before. You're from Detroit area.
Oh, yeah.
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 I mean, a lot.
So what is this?
A lot
This
of
is
30s.
Saranac Pumpkin Ale, eh?
Utica, eh?
Utica.
Utica, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, the Utica accent is essentially like a New York accent with
Canada in it.
Canada in it. But it's so Saranac is like the local brewery in Utica, and I remember like I used to deliver beer before I like got into sound and stuff like that, and got into music. And I remember that these shits would fly off the shelf. I used to like have to
they are
deliver
good.
these like crazy.
Yeah.
So, and they had one more month of shelf life, and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude. Gotta get it out.
No, it's got a lot of pumpkin ales, and sometimes they get like sweet and sticky, if you will. This one's actually like cinnamony.
Yeah. It's nice and spicy and not gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
I've been washing my hands with a pumpkin hand soap.
With a pumpkin beer.
We're stuck in
Now I
fall.
get to
We're stuck in fall.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't drink, but it smells really good.
Have you had it before?
No.
Never have.
It came out like after I stopped drinking.
Okay.
So, but I have accidentally like sipped it before.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Accident.
I am still straight
Tasted
edge.
in the air. My mouth was open. I tasted it.
Like,
I did inhale.
find every excuse to technically not break edge. Like, baby, just get the squirt bottle. I didn't need this.
When did you make the move into the dead of Hollywood?
It was almost a year ago, less than a year ago.
Okay.
Cool.
I was kind of homeless for a little bit. I mean, everybody who tries to do music in LA, I feel like at some point is homeless, but it's not like I was out on the streets.
No,
you know, trying to survive.
You're just crashing on
I was
couches.
just crashing on couches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Nick. Shout out Aubrey.
That's
Yeah.
the hustle.
That is the hustle.
That's the hustle, man.
But I moved in there. My girlfriend lives there, so we like.
Great.
I stay with her, and I tour so much. It's like I'm there. Maybe a few months out of the year,
Right,
If
yeah.
I would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to move to Glendale though. Get like a
Okay.
house so I can actually set my
Yeah,
recording gear
get a
up
nice
the
little
way it
setup.
should.
Have room. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
not much room in Hollywood.
Yeah, not have dudes flinging their dick at me.
Yeah. And all the
As
boys.
much.
As much.
Yeah.
I'll miss it and go back to Hollywood.
When did you move to SoCal?
6 years ago.
6 years.
I want to say 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly don't recall the exact date, but it was about 6 years ago. I moved out and I was doing sound for PCE, Pacific Coast Entertainment. And
Cool.
That's where I met Mike Wilson.
Yeah.
Mike
Shout out
Wilson.
to-
Mike Wilson.
Yeah, the guy who plays drums like he doesn't want to. You ever see him play drums?
Of course.
He
That
looks
is a
like
good descriptor.
Perfect.
he looks like he doesn't want to play drums.
Right? And he
my
sounds
God.
wonderful.
He's
right?
so
And,
good.
Like, yeah.
He is
it's-
very good.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Tom and you're like, wow. And
I
it's just
want,
like,
I want like a baseball card that says Mike Wilson, the guy that plays.
It's like he
Plays
doesn't
drums
want
like he
to.
doesn't want to.
Mike Wilson trading card.
Yeah. Just a picture of him like,
Yeah.
Like when he does his fills, he just kind of puts his head down. And he's like
Yeah.
he just is over it.
Yeah.
It's in
his
the
style
it's in
is
the
sick.
front forearms.
yeah. He's got like
shrug.
these rubber arms, dude. So he's
Yeah, he's got the Ringo arms.
Yeah, we were like at OC Fair, and he was playing after us, and I was just watching him like, he was like snapping the shit out
Yeah,
of his
whip
cymbal,
crack.
dude.
Yeah.
He really does. It's kind of like a
Yeah, we're just whipping it, dude.
That's where I first met you guys. Is the OC Fair.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
running
That's
sound
right.
for you guys.
That's right.
I was actually thinking about it on my way down. I was like, you ever hear the term like play like there's already 1,000 people there or whatever?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
us.
everybody has like their own
That's
thing.
what we-
But the thing was with you guys was that even though there was nobody there when you started, when you guys ended, everybody was there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that was
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
always remembered that because
Yeah.
like there was some weird shit that happened on that stage. But like you guys and Raised on TV with this other punk
yeah.
band. I don't know if they're still around.
I know
have
that
their
name.
shirt.
Just talked to them about
Yeah.
an LA date in March.
Really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're still around because I remember those like you guys and Raised on TV like were the standouts.
Dope.
Like
Cool,
big
man.
time. Like,
Thanks. Yeah.
fucking it was like every day, like 6-7 acts a day.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It was gauntlet.
Grueling.
Yeah.
But like I've always fucked with you guys.
Thanks,
a
man.
lot.
Yeah. No, we remember you for sure, man. Like, just like, oh, a
And
cool
he's
sound
like,
guy.
what was-
Yes.
What was his name again?
No. It was definitely like that was why we would look forward to the OC Fair dates. Is like, oh, at least Jordy will be there.
And then you guys go back the next year and they don't have me anymore.
Yeah.
That did happen.
You
That
want
did
the
happen.
tea on that?
Always?
Always. Yes.
All right, so OC Fair they had like a DB limit for that stage, right?
sure.
And certain people hit their cymbals like they owe them money. So like even if I muted the overhead mics, it was still so loud
Right.
that like it was breaking the dB limit. So they were like, well, we did everything we could, like we have to like use
Wasn't
a
there
different
a glass
sound guy or whatever.
cage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with that, it was
Yeah.
still way too loud.
All right.
So, I mean,
We definitely play with intention.
yeah, that's for sure. But it was good because I ended up like transitioning out of sound, and now like I'm an MD and guitar player. And
Nice.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah,
It's way
yeah,
more fun.
You're
Yeah.
much more useful there. Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Yeah. Stretching the talent's much, much better for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I can only imagine the amount of like dad bands you.
Oh,
Every
man.
dad band. Yeah.
Dude, there was this guy. I hope to God he's not listening.
This guy.
He is
This
listening.
guy. He's
Allegedly.
listening. Allegedly.
There was a
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Allegedly, there was this man. He showed up with, like, remember the Zoom pedals?
Yes.
With back in the day, that sounded like if itchiness could be a tone.
Yes. You could hear like the plastic that it was encased in.
Yeah. So he had that Zoom pedal, and it was just him and his guitar playing through that on full fuzz. He's like, "Yeah, you can make the guitar a little bit louder in the mix," and I'm like, "It's different out front, dude."
Yeah.
Like, he's kept
Monitors
wanting.
at max.
Yeah, it's like, just
Yeah, it will
trust
feedback.
me. And it's not even a microphone, but it will feed back, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So he shreds, right?
Man, I saw him do things with the minor pentatonic I've never seen before.
Atonal, dude.
That sounded condescending. My bad.
No, of course.
Allegedly.
Hey,
You can tell I live in
it's a
Los
guy.
Angeles
It
now.
wasn't even a guy. It's an alleged
It's an
guy.
An alleged guy.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, we've seen those. The silver Zoom pedals, right? I think I know those. Two-button thing, and it's got like an L.
Yep, exactly.
No, exactly.
100%.
They sound
hilarious.
terrible.
They sound like shit, dude.
like what
And he
they were
had the
designed to
verb cranked with no pre-delay.
Well, of
so it was
course
just,
he did.
And the mix was at like 140% somehow. Like it was just nothing but verb and scratch.
Doing originals?
Fuck yes.
Worst.
Good.
That makes it better.
Yeah.
There is something to be said for that. I love that level of
Commitment.
commitment.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, confidence.
Totally.
dude.
Confidence.
True.
I do like that.
That is true.
Yeah, I feel like if I heard that, I'd be like, wow, I'm gonna unplug everything and just leave. It takes those guys like, this is my sound.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's
There was-
those kind of people that make me want to sit and watch them, though, too. I'm like,
True.
Yeah.
Jesus.
If they really believe in it, you know.
Yeah, there's 100%, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, if you're so sold on it, you'll sell other people.
Yeah.
That's straight up.
I think that's the
But
only
not
way.
Jordy, not this time.
Not that time, but I'm pretty sure that's how I got some of my work.
Okay, let's throw it back. So what? First instrument.
First instrument was a bass.
Wow.
Okay.
The rare bass first instrument.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still have my first guitar. I actually took it out on tour.
Great.
Nice.
But it was in pieces when I got it, and I ended up saving up some money from like mowing lawns and shit
The bass.
for a bass.
Okay. It
So
was
like
in pieces
the
when you
guitar,
got it.
the guitar was in pieces, so
Okay.
I couldn't play the damn thing.
Okay.
So I was like, but it has 6 strings. I'm gonna start with 4 because it's easier,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
yeah.
Wrong. Way harder because it's like you have to be on beat. So I had a problem with that. So I went to guitar, and then you have to like know. For some reason, I feel like bass. You have to know theory a little bit better and be like a little bit more. You have to have a little bit more like finesse. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You kind of have to like vibe it.
Yeah.
With a guitar, you can kind of just like force your way through everything in a way. You just
I get what
like,
you're saying.
Everything gets out of your
Yeah.
way. Bass kind of has to hold everything down.
Yeah.
And so I got good enough at that to understand like how to do stuff. And then my dad and I, and then one of his friends, pieced the guitar together. And there was no electronics plate because it was it's still like this one of the sickest guitars I own. It's an Ibanez CN100. It was right after the Fender lawsuit. So like they got in trouble for it's a concert series CN100.
Okay.
But there was a very, very limited run of the ones that I had, and they had these butterfly pickups. So it was like vintage, like
I love gear. This is great.
1980 something. I think it was 1982 or 1987. And it just rips, but it didn't have an electronics plate, and it didn't have a pickup, like, you know, the little piece that goes around the pickup.
Yeah.
I forget what those are called.
Pick guard or
Not a pick guard.
oh,
Like a
little
around the
plate.
pickup.
Ring,
Like,
pick
yeah.
a ring or
yeah, like a plate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Couldn't find those, so we like made it out of like things we found around the house. So like we had back in the day, Huggies came in a tub. I'm totally dating myself. I'm old as fuck. But the Huggies came in a tub, like a rubber tub like this, and we cut it out and put it for the electronics plate, and it's still like that to this day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
awesome.
But yeah, so that was my first guitar, and then I became obsessed with guitar.
Well, yeah, right.
And,
yeah.
yeah.
It's natural.
It just felt right, you know. And even to this day, as much as I've learned how to sweep pick, still haven't gotten laid from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can still happen.
Yes.
It's coming back.
It could happen
Polyphia
tonight.
is a band.
That's right, Polyphia.
Polyphia is a band, guys. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
It just takes the right scale.
Yeah. So right-
Yeah. You just have to, you know.
Okay, she wasn't for the major 7. She was.
Yeah.
She's really Dorian.
Yeah.
She's really. That's some real guitar shit right there.
She gets really, really loose for Locrians and Dorians, and she's all in.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
what did you
man.
when you started picking up the guitar? Then, what did you start just writing things? Did you start learning things? Who were you obsessed with?
I grew up like my Mima, my grandma. She
Yeah.
like brought me up on blues.
Sick.
So like I was like obsessed with BB King.
Gosh, shout out Mima. Yeah. The best.
Yeah, Mima. My Mima is the best. I just talked to her today. I
Yay.
called her about the Gibson thing, and
Yeah.
Good.
it was awesome to be able to tell her that. But she's the best. She brought me up on blues, and I would just try to like figure stuff out by ear. So I would like
It's good
play...
stuff to learn.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. And
yeah.
it's like technique too. You know what I mean? Like bending and slides and
Totally.
and just like being able to break out of the scale. So like from that, I kind of understood like this feels right. So I would just kind of do what I thought felt right, like scales wise, and I would somehow figure out the minor and the major scale on my own. I like weirdly created this whole like naming system for like arpeggios and like chord shapes and stuff. So before I knew I was playing a C or a D, I would name it like a D shape. Or
Right.
something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
because
sure.
it looked like a D if I were to draw it on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And just slide it around.
Yeah, and then slowly but surely I met other people who actually knew what they were doing. And,
What'd you say? Well, D major.
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. Noted. And I would just plagiarize everybody else.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, and I guess like Guitar Hero wise, I was obsessed with Paul Gilbert.
Okay.
Oh God,
Love
yes.
Paul Gilbert.
Yeah.
I met him
Ooh.
at the NAMM show once.
Good place to do it. Yeah.
And apparently his hearing is really bad, and he called me Gordon. He even signed. He signed a thing. He's like,
Says
"Thanks,
Gordon.
Gordon."
Thanks, Gordon.
Fuck. So that was a
Well, you
sad
can
moment.
sell it on eBay now to some dude.
But
Hell of a player.
That's almost better than the actual real signature. Called me Gordon.
Yeah.
Did you ever go see a show of that live?
yeah, I saw him. God, was it Racerx he was with?
That sounds about right, right?
I think it was Racerx. Yeah, because he played that day. He was in his astronaut outfit. Sweet.
Ooh.
Shit was sick. And then right after that, I saw Animals as Leaders.
Wow. That's what happens at the NAMM show for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
I was really deep into like thrash metal and shit, and like this is a weird one, but I was deep into thrash metal, and there was this like metalcore thrash band called Darkest Hour out of DC,
Okay.
and they like I was in the hardcore scene and shit, so I was a hardcore kid who thought I was tough. I had daddy issues, and then and then like they came through and played a few shows, and I like loved their music, learned all their shit like front to back, and that's how I got like really fast and articulate was because I was trying to play metalcore.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah. So I just like had to keep up with that, and then I met the guitar player from Darkest Hour at the NAMM show, and I was like, Chris, right? And he was like, yeah. But like, no, because, you know, it's like
Yeah.
people were there to see Coheed and Cambria.
Oh,
and,
there
like,
you go. Yeah.
Animals as Leaders, and then here I am with like this one very, very niche
Yeah.
fandom.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, dude, just so you know, like,
Big fan.
my first solo I ever learned how to play was yours.
Nice.
And I bought him a beer. It was cool. And
That's
we hung
cool.
out,
Yeah.
and then like the person who replaced him in the band, because he ended up like having a kid, he wanted to just do like lessons. They got into a fight on Facebook, and like I have them both as friends, and it was kind of embarrassing to see. It was cringy, man. So I was just like, yo,
Band
dog,
drama
like,
on Facebook.
and it's on Facebook, and I'm like, dude, I'm old as fuck.
You're watching a thing fall apart. You're like, no, don't.
Yeah.
No, don't. But this is popcorn. I mean, this is popcorn. This looks good.
It's just like at the end of the day, I was like, holy shit, man! I really realized my band used to be on MySpace. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got
These guys are MySpace
What a
famous.
time.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
We were totally MySpace.
Sweet, wasn't it?
Did you guys keep it a top 8 or did you go to a top 24?
I think we kept it. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, because we ended up, once we had that street team, all of our shit went
someone else was
Wacky.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, or just that we wanted to feature more people. 'Cause
Oh,
I
I
feel
see.
like we had 24.
Had
We
to
were always
at some
chasing
point.
the million, dude. You gotta get a million.
Chasing the million.
followers. Yeah. So you're just on there like fucking hours a night. Ed.
Hi, we're a band. Hi, we're a band. Hi, we're a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how that hasn't changed.
Hasn't
Nope.
changed.
Think about
The
it.
scale's just gotten bigger. But
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. It's like now it's monthly listeners, streams, and
Yeah.
like playlisters and shit.
That is correct.
It's weird.
Yep.
Same game, different medium.
Yeah,
Different
exactly.
ballpark.
Yeah, it's so fucking.
Remains the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It will. It like no matter what medium is next. If TikTok dies,
Yeah.
something's gonna come up where everyone's gonna need to reach the people.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
And it's crazy. Like the deeper I get into it, because like my artist project is not big. Like my own personal music is not popping off whatsoever. I got 78 monthly
more than me.
listeners. How you know? But
We might have.
no, you guys have a good
7.
amount.
Yeah.
You guys have a good amount. I mean, you would definitely have one. And that's, like, you guys are on my playlist.
Hey,
Thank you.
thanks.
But like, it's the even with how small my project is, like especially with what I do for work, I'm like pretty entrenched in like the industry side of things.
Yeah.
And I've like everybody's been approached by like those playlisting companies. Like
Yeah.
you pay us this money, we'll put you up on these playlists, and you'll be heard by this many people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all bullshit. But
Yeah.
there are companies out there that are legit and huge, and one of them approached me recently, and they're like, okay, for this like massive lump sum of money,
Yeah.
we can put you on these playlists that are guaranteed to get you like 300,000 streams, guaranteed. We'll sign a paper to prove it to you,
Yeah.
but it'll cost you like this much, and like I just can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know what I mean? It's like
absolutely get it.
Yeah.
it's one thing to totally believe in myself and like as a musician, as like an artist, and
Right.
like you believe in your music.
Yeah,
Obviously
yeah.
you do. You literally don't sleep so you can mix your guys' own shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So like when it comes down to something like that, it's like that's where I'm like, okay, is this selling out or is this keeping it real? That I believe in my music so much I'm willing to invest in it like that.
I think that's how.
Say a
it
number.
is.
I think it's just say a number. Yeah. And then, like, what's that number? You know?
Yeah, because I mean, if we're gonna break it down just business wise, every person that owns a business invests in themselves, one or the other. Like
Yeah.
whether or not you own a fucking
Spend money to
bakery
make
where
money.
you have to buy all
Yeah.
this shit to get a bakery going.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're doing. We're creating media that's something people can consume. So why not fucking put money in yourself? Unless it's like $100,000.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus, what am I getting? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
But
One of the biggest daggers about it, though, right, is like you're spending money up front to get something that really doesn't generate.
It's
like,
not an ROI.
300,000 plays. You're like, okay, $17.
Yeah, straight up.
But
I
yeah.
did the math. It was
Sweet.
like $1,000. It was $1,044 right now from Spotify. Right. If there was any type of carryover onto like Apple Music and any other streaming services, it would probably be about $1,500 total in return. So like for example, if I make $1,500 back. And like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to tell you the amount. I didn't say anything. It was like
Allegedly.
Random numbers.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
allegedly, let's
Yeah.
say a playlisting company said $5,000 to be put on these playlists.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, let's just say like payola is illegal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Payola is illegal, guys, but
Yeah.
curating playlists is not.
Yeah.
Well, you see, it's not the radio. Even though
These are
Billboard
private
even though-
citizens.
even
Yeah.
though Billboard is charting based on Spotify plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tepid thing. It's kind of a mess.
Uh-huh.
But like I agree somewhat. It's like
I feel like you almost need something to help you break through what is just the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Like,
it's definitely
we're
oversaturated.
all just like little tiny fucking plankton. We're hoping to like hit a sun ray every once in a while, not end up in a fucking whale's stomach.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that's holy fuck. I wasn't ready for how good that analogy
That was
was.
very good, Nick.
Nick's
Because
going
it-
Geppetto on us. It's fair. That's fair.
But like yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Competition.
yeah,
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
if
Saturation.
that helps push you to more ears, that brings you more little circles where
Yeah.
you know you're funneling out into the algorithm.
Yeah.
Microeconomies. I mean, Patreon is also kind of like this little thing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
where it's like, I'm going to put on a camera and do freestyle poetry
Yeah.
for the 8 people that pay me $100 a month or
Yeah,
whatever
Yeah,
that
but
is.
if there's
And
a
that's
market,
rent.
there's
If there's a market,
That's
yeah.
rent.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I know these two. They're good friends of mine. They're like my girlfriend's best friends. They're songwriters, they're wonderful songwriters, and like even their production is just fucking incredible, but they're not like entrenched in the industry. But that's their job.
Yeah,
and it's crazy how casual that is. They literally like they wake up and then they like write a song and they'll like produce it out, take a couple of days to figure it out, finish it up, put out a final product, right? And they're like, okay, I'm gonna put this out on this day, 5 weeks from now, and then spend those 5 weeks just building for the next song. And when they release it, they get enough streams to support themselves while they do it again.
Yeah.
That is mind blowing to me. So it's attainable.
Yeah.
It's real. And
Yeah.
they did that without heating. They did that without paying somebody to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is possible. But the issue is like everyone, at least in my eyes, the way I see it, holy shit, we're getting philosophical.
No, do it. This is what the show is.
This is
This is the show. Yeah.
The in my eyes, what it is like everybody thinks that they have a great product.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that their shit is worth.
Yeah.
And they
what
better.
it is. They better.
Cream
you know?
still rises, I think. You know?
Yeah. To the point where when you look up, and this is real, I almost guarantee you, if we look it up right now, Capitol Records, the building. If you look up the Capitol Records building, you'll have rappers, putting their photos on the reviews for the building.
Yeah.
What?
Of course.
Yeah, straight up.
Of course.
I
Oh,
don't have that source,
That's hilarious.
but I'm dead serious.
you know, that's an angle.
yeah.
Dude.
Anything to get seen, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's free.
Yeah.
That's the thing. All this shit's free. So like,
It's all just hacking the system somehow.
exactly.
Trying to, anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like everybody's figuring that shit out. One
Yeah.
thing leads to another. Everybody figures out those little tricks, and then when one person figures out the algorithm, they're like, okay, you know how I can get streams?
Yeah.
Or get seen on TikTok by telling people the algorithm.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily feed your music, right?
No.
Which leads me to my final conclusion. My final hypothesis.
Hey, maybe. Getting close,
Maybe I can get a little bit of that talent.
Oh, shucks.
There's a bubble, and I say this every time I get a chance. I think there's a bubble, and I think that it's slowly popping because the only people who can actually get into this industry are the ones who can fucking afford it, right?
Yeah.
So then, who's left doing all of the work, doing all of this shit? The ones who don't have that huge financial backing, or the ones who can somehow manage to make it happen. So then you have like a good friend of mine, Mike Rose. He's an insane drummer for Beauty School Dropout. Shout out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He's an insane drummer, one of the best I've ever seen. And he was an engineer, like like he would record and he would mix. I think he was an assistant engineer at Capitol.
There you go.
Was it Interscope? Either way, big names, huge names. He's working with big names.
Insane.
But he's always wanted to be a drummer.
Right.
So he just kept doing that and putting himself in these certain places to be able to get to where he wanted to go to create longevity.
Yeah.
That's where the bubble
Perseverance is huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking don't stop.
Just don't stop.
Yeah.
That's like my main thing. I'm like, maybe if I do spend that money and I invest in myself, it's not so much so that my artist project takes off, because like, I mean, I can still play shows. I'm still gonna get shows. It might not sell a lot, but who gives a fuck? I want to play music.
Yeah.
But if I have those monthly listeners, if I have those streams, it makes me look way more credible, and then I can get more MD gigs. I can get more producing, and I can get more songwriting.
Yeah.
It's a fucking racket,
You're,
right?
you're investing in yourself.
Exactly. And I'm a Slytherin, baby.
Yeah.
Now I've said it in like so many ways to us, but there's like a million ways to skin the cat, right?
Yeah.
So many different opportunities and avenues, and so long as content is king,
Yeah.
then so long as you've got more songs, for us, once this album is like done, we've been looking for like a year, maybe two, like writing it and shit. If a label doesn't pick it up, great, that's
just
fine.
put it out.
We're gonna put it out and start working on the next one.
Yeah.
We have the space, we have the time, we have songs.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. All that is after fact for us, because we still have to make the videos and book the shows and
Yeah.
Do the
figure out how to
tour.
run out on the tour and,
Yeah.
and do all that shit. So in something this fast paced, I'm pissed that it's taken us this long to do a record.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I would say like our time frame is fucked up because everything isn't at what it is now back then.
yeah, right.
Like
Yeah.
all the setups, all the extra mics, all the routing.
Guys, we had to
doing
build this room.
this. So like, really, we only had it this good for a couple, 3 months. It's been a work in progress. But what we are pushing out, like, I feel super confident about it, super happy with it, and not having to outsource a studio and just have something we can walk into, fucking route the snake is like.
Yeah.
I think our plan is if
fucking
you know if there's not like a angel investor record label management deal,
Yeah.
whatever, then we put it out. We set the timeline for our singles. We
Yeah.
set the timeline for our videos. We hire PR to do some interviews and
Yeah.
then book a tour.
Yeah.
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 We go out
Which
and
sounds
do it.
like basically everything a label would do for you, even if you had the deal.
In which
right?
case, if
Yeah.
you had a label doing that,
Yeah.
you would probably get 7%.
Yeah,
10%
exactly.
of
Yeah,
everything.
you lose the money, but you
Yeah.
maybe get a
Dude.
few more eyes.
They'll bill us later.
Our last record label, we still owe money.
Yeah, we do still owe
Still
the
money.
label. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, that's the thing though, is like they do. Don't get me wrong, labels aren't like the enemy. Like they're willing to invest in like your product. They're willing to invest in what you do. And I hate to call music a product.
it is.
Hey, if you're gonna put it up for sale,
But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, they're not necessarily bad. It's just like everybody's vying for their attention. And
Yeah.
honestly, that the whole point of me saying something is a bubble is I think that like I'm gonna get mushy. I think that bands like you guys that just continuously do and don't fucking stop are the ones that will have the longevity, because I can't tell you how many TikTok writers I know
Yeah.
that like had a few TikToks pop off and then that's it.
Yeah.
And now they write a hook and then they wait to see what pops. And then their label's going to be like, well, it's not working, so we're just going to keep you on this deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in a way, it's like you guys are still doing it. You might not be like, you might not be signed to some label, but you literally are doing everything like
Yeah.
you said that a label would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
we're
right
still
there
doing
is
the
top.
music part, which
Yeah.
is the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
So, like,
It's just always been DIY for us. So
Yeah.
like it's just to keep.
sure, help along the way. Good
Yeah.
breaks, lucky
Yeah,
shots.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
good
not like we
friends helping out,
refuse
shit like
help.
that, but-
Oh yeah,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
we got it's so like.
3 of these,
Rory
4
is-
of these mics were bought by friends. You
Yeah.
know? Like, yeah.
Rory's helped us out immensely this year. Like
Yeah.
from
Fuck yeah.
Bristol,
Shout
dude.
out,
Oh,
shout out Rory.
Bristol.
Yeah, shout out
Oh
Bristol.
my god,
Love that
those
guy.
Bristol boys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we just saw him on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rory played the whole show standing up with a broken foot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, his foot's
in a
broken.
soft cast.
Yeah.
Oh my
And they had a chair for him on stage.
He
that
refused
had
to
no
do it.
arms and no backs. Like
Yeah.
just a thing,
A
like
stool.
a throne stool.
That's
Like,
incredible.
and he was just like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think I can
stand.
do this.
And he's still got like
Dude.
6 feet and 5 inches of human above
Right.
too.
I know.
He had
so
so
huge.
much human, Jordy, that he kept hitting his head on the light.
Yeah.
There was
yeah,
a light
the
bulb
dangle light.
hanging, and it kept hitting it. So this like 35-foot long strand of lights is going like this the whole show.
He's so much human,
Yeah,
Jordy.
he is a tall dude.
I was cracking up that whole
Yeah.
show.
They sounded great though. They always sound
I
great.
love those
Yes.
always. Yeah.
How that they're such insane performers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun.
Daniel,
Fucking love those guys.
And
I
then
thought they
and
had
they're
really
you
good
know
tones.
just another
Yeah.
example of just don't stop.
Yeah,
Just
just
fucking
don't
keep
stop.
Literally,
doing
just
it.
don't
Yeah.
stop.
Dude, we've been playing with Bristol for like 12 years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how long we've known, or more. I forgot what we called it out, but we were like, we've
Oh,
known each
07,
other-
08, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've known each other for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like a shotgun method. You know what I mean? At some point, if you just keep going, you'll get what you want from it, even if what you want changes over time. You know?
Yeah,
It helps not to have expectations.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It helps to just not care what happens and just do
Yeah.
it to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, I was happy just like I said, I used to deliver beer. You know what I mean? I don't even drink.
Yeah.
Like, I used to deliver beer.
Yeah,
to
what was
make
the
money.
first like band you joined?
first band?
Because then you're learning guitar, like you're playing guitar now.
I was 14,
Yes.
15, somewhere
Yes.
in there, and I started a hardcore band called A Second Too Late.
A second too late.
Good
Yeah.
one. Good
That's
one.
a good one.
And then another band named A Second Too Late. Like
We were gonna be the new
They were,
originals.
they were a second too late.
Yeah.
You guys were just a second too late to be a second too late.
they like threatened us, and they're like, "We're gonna get our lawyers involved." And it's like, dude, all of us are in high school.
Yeah.
So we changed names and shit, but it was a hardcore band, and I played like one show because my dad was a DJ. It's like on weekends and shit, he would have like DJ equipment.
Sweet.
He was the fucking coolest, and he was a performer too. He wouldn't just like play the music or whatever. He would like it was called the Other Guys DJ Service and Entertainment, And he would get out there with a mic and be like, "What's up, everybody?" You know, like just fucking
actually
hold it down.
emceeing and
Yeah, he was a great
Cool.
MC, and he made games up where it would cost like a few bucks to join the game, and then he would buy like Dollar Tree like prizes, so you could win like underwear, or like little sticky hands. So he would spend like $10 on like prizes for whoever won the game, but all the money would go to the bride and the groom. It was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And my dad was my first sound guy.
Oh.
Yes. And he
Shout out, Dan.
shout out Pops.
Yeah.
And he let me use his DJ equipment at first against his will, and then
He let you. Yeah.
and then he realized that he didn't really have a choice, and I was just gonna like take it and use it. But played the first show, and then the band that was opening really liked me, and we started another band called Atticus Finch, and that's where we had like a lot of movement. We're a pop punk band. We've toured a couple of times. We were big in the Northeast. Weirdly.
Why do I feel like I know that?
Yeah, because we operated in that.
So Atticus and Finch are both
Are both
bands,
yeah.
and like we've been like I've been in contact with them because being out here, and if I remember correctly, it wasn't Dan.
Wanaka. Daniel's in Finch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Finch. He's like, how do I fucking know you?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you're that one band. you know?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we toured here across California. We were supposed to do Seattle and Portland, but like I can't remember what happened. I think it was like a van issue or some shit.
Sounds about
Or
right.
no. Two shows dropped out.
Also sounds
Oh,
about right.
yeah.
You couldn't drive like 14,000 miles for $12?
It was a lot of fun. We did California, and then we went back and did New York. And then yeah, so that was like the band.
This is the MySpace era?
That was MySpace era.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then totally dating myself. Holy
Dude, those were the days.
How many records did that band put out?
we put out a ton of music, but I think overall it was like 3 albums.
Cool.
3 albums. We re-recorded. So when we were in high school, it was like 2008. We recorded "This Is Where We Came From," and there's a statue of General Herkimer in our town. The town is called Herkimer, and he's pointing a finger because he was like a general. And everybody used to climb up, put a condom on the finger, because it was like very phallic.
Yeah.
So like everybody was the joke in town to go up there and roll the condom on. And so we all climbed up on there and took a photo for our album, you know, in 2008. And then I think it was 15 years later, we re-recorded the whole album as adults.
Sweet.
And all of us climbed up on the statue again, and put
Yeah.
a condom on his finger.
Yeah.
Actually, if you go on Google Maps,
Yes.
and you look up the Herkimer statue, let me see. I'll just bring it up real quick.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait.
You can see the condom that we put on his finger. For
It's
that.
still there? Oh, nice.
There's I made it my story on Instagram once.
Yeah.
I'll just show you that. It's so funny.
I hope they didn't update it. How frequently do they update those things?
I don't know.
I don't think they do it very often,
No,
right?
right?
That's got to
Yeah.
be a fucking laborsome project.
Right?
Oh no, it's not there anymore.
Go.
Oh, no.
I'm sure.
I hope you saved it.
I do have it saved
Yeah.
somewhere on my phone, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not
don't
gonna do
worry
that on a podcast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, hang on, guys.
Hey, guys.
3 minutes of silence. Hang on, I think I found it.
Oh no, my phone's dying. Okay, you guys have a
you
charger.
have a charger?
Just give about 5 minutes and then.
Yeah, I found the thing, but it's just not loading photos.
Whatever.
That's fine.
Anyway, but there's a condom on his finger. It's bright pink. And then we put it as the back cover of his finger pointing out, and you can see just a little ring around his finger. So yeah, we did like 3 albums.
Met all these dudes in high school?
Yep.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah. After that, I was still in the hardcore scene, so I played in some like straight edge hardcore bands and like out of Syracuse, and then I played in this pop punk band. Here's a weird one. Started a pop punk band called Homeward Bound.
Okay.
After the movie, great movie. And it was like super fucking brocore pop punk, like me and my friends, pizza, home, like nothing was there. Great album, great album though. So yeah, very endemic. And I left to go to music school, which I never finished, and then
That's the way to do it.
somebody came in and replaced me, and then the drummer left, my homie Jake, and then somebody came and replaced him, and then the bassist Ryan, he left, somebody replaced him, and so by the end of it, this band was
Is it different
completely
people?
different people I've never met playing songs we wrote and touring on.
Nice.
It was crazy.
That's kind of rad.
Yeah, it was wild. I went to go see a show. And I
Oh,
was
your
like,
own
this
songs? Yeah.
is fucking surreal.
Yeah, like,
and I
bro.
couldn't go backstage.
Yeah.
I couldn't like.
I was.
You're not on the list, dude.
Dude, I wrote that. Like, it was weird.
That's a fucking skit.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so weird.
Eventually,
Bro,
everyone's
I
a
don't have you on the
different
list. Did you say Gordon?
Paul Gilbert walks by. What's up?
Yeah. Paul Gilbert's playing.
Hey, that's Gordon.
That's wild.
That is fun. Yeah. So then what motivated the move out to California?
I kind of got tired of the same shit.
Okay.
This is gonna sound really like either cocky or motivational, but like, I delivered beer and I didn't drink.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, sure.
it drove me nuts.
Get
Like,
me out of here.
exactly. It
Yeah.
would just drive me fucking crazy,
Yeah.
man. And like, I was like, okay, if you always put in what you always do, you always get what you always got. And like, I just kept trying to do music in this dead fucking industry out there. Like nothing's happening in the Utica area. Like we had the pop punk scene on lock, and then after high school, it kind of went away.
Yeah.
So like,
For about 10 years and then it came back.
yeah. Now all of a sudden, I have a shit ton of work again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I actually got a job on some weird shit. Long story, but I got a job in like mortgage stuff. So I was wearing a suit every day. So I would deliver beer, and then I like finished that up for like the summer and went in. I traded it in for a suit, and I was set to make a good amount of money off of like just literally choosing like what these people would invest their money in. I had no fucking financial anything. I'm a musician. I don't know what I'm doing with money.
Yeah.
You're like, I
So-
like the name of that one.
Sounds like a good stock. Yeah.
It was literally I sat in this like cubicle, listened to Spotify, and would like just click buttons all day. And I saved like as much as I could, which wasn't a lot. And then I was like, fuck this. And my friend was like, do you still remember how to do sound? Because like my punk band back in the day, we didn't have a sound guy, so I would have to like figure it out on the fly, figure it out, set it, and then go up on stage and play. So we were playing all over the place. And so my friend Tripoli, the guy who mixed our records, who's an insane engineer, like I still go to him, and he's fucking nuts. I will never say that to his face.
You suck, Tripoli.
You fucking suck, Tripoli.
We'll send him. Okay, it's 4218. We'll send him that directly to that,
The title will be "You Suck."
You suck, Tripoli.
so he knows.
So he was like, hey, you still do like sound stuff?
Never met him, and I know it's exactly what he sounds like.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, is there any chance, like, you know, if like the casino, because there was a casino near us that did like events. It's like, do you think they're hiring? And he's like, yeah. So like, I grew up on farms and shit, so I just hustled, man. I just like did all the labor shit with no questions asked. Whatever you wanted me to do, I would fucking do it.
Yeah.
I'm up in the grid hanging shit and without a license and rigging and like, anything, just so I could be around music.
Yeah.
And then one thing led to another. I got onto the sound department, and then I moved up to doing actual mixing, and no money in that still. So I met a girl who I ended up dating her for a while, but like she was a sound engineer on like a musical, and I was working for the union in Utica, and she's like, you know, there's like work elsewhere, and I was like, I just don't have the money to. She's like, just go, just try it. And my friend Jake was moving over here, my old pop punk drummer. He moved to Santa Barbara. And he was like, roll with me. So I was like, all right, bet. So I like literally left with like $300.
Sweet.
And like
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
landed out here.
scary.
And I worked for 3D Theatricals. They're like in Cerritos now.
Great.
And I was on the audio team making minimum wage. And, but that's the thing though, is like I was still making more doing that here than I was back in Utica.
Yeah.
Really?
As soon as you
Wage
landed the
later.
job, you're like, fuck.
Yes,
I
I'm
got
rich.
It. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
It's like, because here it was like, I think it was like $13.50 an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
Was like the minimum, I think, or some shit like that. And then in Utica, I was getting paid $7.25 to lug like cam cables and shit. And
Goddamn. Yeah.
so yeah, I came out and I did that, and like I just was always open. I was always telling people what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because like I was way deeper into like using Logic and Ableton and like producing and writing, and it started with like I split up with the girl I was seeing at the time, and I was like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was like, I'm just gonna move back to New York. Fuck it. I'm gonna move into my cousin's basement in Queens. And so I was like, I'm gonna take the OC fare, and I'm gonna bank this money and like dip out to go back to New York. During the OC fare, I got approached by Max Frost, or actually Wilson. Wilson put me in touch with Max Frost, and he was like, well, I need a sound engineer. Why don't you meet with me? So I drove up to LA, met with him, and then after like 2 months of having that locked in and confirmed, he was like, hey, are you able to do like, it was like a week shift? And I was like a week, move the tour back like a week. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, how good are you at mixing? And I was like, I think pretty good.
Yeah.
You should ask.
Why? And he's like, have you ever mixed an arena? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, have you ever used Digico? And I was like, why? Just fucking.
Yeah.
He ended up opening for 21 Pilots.
Oh, there you go.
So like my first tour, I was mixing Madison Square Garden and shit.
Sweet.
And I was thrown to the dogs.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fucking
Trial
hard,
by
dude.
fire, baby.
Trial by
Yeah.
fire, baby.
Yeah.
Can you hit that snare again?
Yeah. Is that
Dude,
good?
22 seconds. 22 seconds of reverb at the Tacoma Dome. He would hit his kick drum and it was just boom.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Gate?
So like from there, like I don't even honestly know how things fell the way they did, but like I was always available. I was always ready to work. I was always like,
That's how things fall the way they do.
Just say yes. Yeah. just say
always
yes.
always say yes.
Yeah.
And,
Hustle and smile.
And then once you get to a certain point, then it switches. Then you have to start saying no.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the hardest thing, because then once I got to a certain point, I don't want to do sound anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I will for very select people, just because like, well, either
Well, if you're playing the garden.
yeah. I'll come out of retirement for something.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I ended up getting like just a few random things. Like I started like putting my music out instead of sitting on it for fucking years and like, oh, I got this new plugin, maybe I can fucking do it again. So like I did that, and then like lo and behold, like I'm on tour with Transviolet. This like they're like an alt pop group.
Shout out Transviolet.
Yeah,
Shout out Transviolet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, some of my best friends.
Sweet.
And like their opener couldn't play, and Mike Pan, the bassist, he was just like, so you think you can play? And I was like, yes.
Yes.
So I had 45 minutes before we got to the show to like build
Learn
my
the
set.
set. Yeah.
And like, so I grabbed an acoustic that happened to be at the Airbnb we were at, ran out to the van, turned on the AC, and just figured it out, and like played through my set. And I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
And I just did it. And
Sweet.
then like I had a session with them recently, writing with them. So then I went from being like just a sound guy to like actually writing, and like then I found this group of people. We call ourselves the Basement, and we've got like, I signed an NDA that almost made me cry. You know what I'm saying? Shit was crazy.
We won't ask you about it.
Yeah. I guess we won't ask you. Yeah.
But we ended up like doing rewrites and alts, like, or alternate songs, or like alternate productions for a very, very large artist.
Fuck yeah.
And then now we like write and work together as like a group.
Sweet.
Great.
And one of the guys that was a part of it, he ended up fucking knocking a smash out of the park. You ever hear that? I got my head out the sunroof. That song on TikTok.
Yeah,
That's my friend Nick Minotaglio.
Okay.
Daisy. He was a part of the Basement.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Shout out Nick Minotaglio.
Hell yeah.
Shout
Daisy.
outs.
So yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I really don't know how it happened, but it's just like it all literally stemmed from like my fucking high school band.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like having people actually like, you always have those people like music isn't a thing. Like you're not gonna be able to make it in music.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
The haters.
All the people that I went to school with.
Yeah, straight up, straight up.
Yeah. I mean, right?
You know?
Yeah.
Everybody
All
got
those-
the invite for the 10-year anniversary, but I did not.
I did. I didn't show up, but they're all still losers living back there.
Yeah, because you're from Detroit too, yeah.
Yeah. Redford Town.
Redford. Excuse me.
No. It's fucking Detroit.
That's why I
I'm
say Utica.
5 streets.
Yeah.
5 streets from
5
Detroit.
streets, yeah.
So it's Detroit.
Yeah.
But
But-
yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing is like, success is subjective.
Yes.
I'm really just not shutting the fuck up, am I? Oh my god,
Dude, this is your
This is your
podcast.
episode. We wanted you to I'm going to ask you more questions when you stop talking.
Yeah,
you know? So whenever you take a pause, I'll be
How
like,
much we talk? No one wants to listen
Yeah,
to
no.
us talk anymore.
Yeah, we do episodes without guests. So.
consistently talk.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it should be.
anytime a guest like finishes something like, yeah, but what about you? I'm like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care about
already
it.
talked
That's
about
not the
this.
whole. That's not the
Yeah.
point at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this last run, Royal and the Serpent. It's Royal and the Serpent, right?
Yeah.
How long were you out
Yeah.
with that one?
That was like 2 months because there's multiple different things kind of slammed together. But we opened for Demi Lovato.
That's right. Yeah.
Got to meet Nita Strauss. Completely was just like,
Oh my God,
whole
isn't she
fucking time.
incredible?
she is so she's so sweet, so wonderful, and like like you know Angelo Vivaldi. He's the guitar. I have his signature guitar on Charvel.
Oh.
The DK24 7-string, the Nova.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, he's gonna be here. I told him about you. He's gonna be here in New York. I'm like, you fucking told him about me. No pressure.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, she is so sweet. But every single time she would talk to me, I would just be like, fuck.
Yeah. I can't look at you
Scared.
directly.
I'm scared. Oh, yeah.
You're like one of the greatest guitar players in the world. You're scary. And she's like, oh man, you like ripped it tonight. I'm like, thanks. But
I appreciate the compliment. Those rooms must have been insane, though, because I mean, like a demi crowd of all those people. Are,
she
yeah.
could definitely do way bigger rooms. I don't know why they did the small ones, but that's what's crazy to me is that a small room on that tour was 4 times the size of my hometown.
I believe that.
It was insane. It was
Yeah.
like, and then we played When We Were Young.
Yeah, there you go.
22,000 people in front of us.
Fuck yeah.
It was
Yeah.
unreal with my high school guitar. The one
your
there's
Huggies
pieces with
guitar?
the Huggies.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious, bro.
That's the way to do it.
It was insane.
That's what you
the way
got
to do it.
That's the way
And
to do it.
after that, though, after playing a tour like that, like because I was a hired gun, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm not like a member of Royal and the Serpent. I'm just a hired gun. But like after playing a tour like that, it's like, fuck.
How do you go? But yeah,
Yeah,
how do
yeah.
you go?
Now
Uh-huh.
what?
Yeah.
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 But
But now you're like, oh,
Tiki
I'm
bar,
very
that's what-
thirsty.
yeah. You guys want to play the tiki bar? Yeah.
I'm
Could be 7 people there.
shout out Ryan,
Yeah.
singer of Royal and the Serpent. She is a sweetheart, and she gave me my first chance at doing what I love to do for work.
Yeah, man.
That is
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then she hired one of my best friends as the drummer, Brennan.
Perfect. Sweet.
Even though he's too beautiful and nobody pays attention to me.
That's how it should be.
He's so How come
How it
all the
should be.
drummers are
Yeah.
the hottest ones?
Drummers
Come on,
gotta be
dude.
the hottest. Yeah.
He was so fucking beautiful that like we played in London. We opened for Oliver Tree in the UK. So it was
Yeah.
Demi, and
Oh, I
then
know
when we
his
were
drummer.
young,
I know Oliver Tree's drummer. Yeah.
and we did Nessa Barrett in LA, like
Okay.
a one-off, and then when we were young again, and then we flew to the UK to open for Oliver Tree on a couple of days. Same day, woke up in Glasgow, played Detroit that night, the Fox Theater.
Wow.
That night,
Holy
rock and roll as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. You're like, what day is it?
And I had a moment where I was just like,
What
this is
country
fucking
am I in?
crazy.
Yeah.
So I took a video of me just playing like a riff that I wrote in high school, and I posted it up online, and it's got like 3,000 likes and like 60,000 views or some shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was like, they caught me slipping, son. They caught me in my one moment of weakness. But after that, we finished up the Demi tour because there was 2 dates that had to be moved. Went back to LA, and I've been chilling since.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm MDing a few groups. Like I MD'd Nashawn. He's like an up and coming, like I call it gospel punk. He's
Cool.
like
That sounds fun.
it's like a fresh take on like R&B. So I MD'd his set, and then Arden Jones. I MD'd his set. Shout out Mike Kosak, his manager. He's and Royal's manager. He's the fucking man. Yeah, so like that's what I do now. And then I'm MDing a set for Lenny. She's puts me to fucking shame as a producer. Like she's like, oh, you gotta come up. She's Irish. I'm not even gonna try to do the accent. She's like, oh, you should come up and like hang out. I'm like, no. Yeah, like you see
You
me
got
on-
it. You got it.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking even touch your Ableton session.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought just gonna fucking crash. But I'm D'ing her set. I'm her guitar player.
Cool.
Dude,
So
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Keep him busy.
Busy
That's
bee,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
On the production end, you're Ableton, your records, you're producing, recording. They sound fucking great, and you have such a
thank you.
dope mix of genre. Like, what do you think are the biggest influences that shine through on the final recordings? Right? Because I mean,
Dude,
I have seen a live set too. I have.
Yeah, that's
I have.
that's the last time we saw it.
Yeah. My memory
Yeah.
does that a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you had Slaters with you. That's right. But I caught like, I mean, AWOL Nation's easy because there's a lot of synthy,
Yeah.
vibey stuff going on too. But then also I hear some 21 Pilots-ness, right? Because has hip hop sometimes in it.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the big things that shine through at the end?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy because the 21 Pilots tour Frost opened for 21 Pilots and the opener after him was AWOL Nation. So that's really fucking wild.
That would
that's funny.
that would
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
hilarious.
But
Yeah.
I honestly, what's weird is like I kind of just like do whatever I want. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put out a bunch of just random stuff just to kind of prove to people. Like that's my audio resume, I guess. Like this is what I can do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you listened to the last one I dropped, Sadly Imperfect. That was recorded.
That one just came out.
just came out.
Yeah.
Everything but drums was recorded on an SM58.
Dope.
Sweet. Yeah.
And like just to prove a point. And it was I literally wrote, recorded, mixed, and then made a lyric video in a fucking day. It was my birthday. It was like the worst birthday I've ever had. And I was so ready to just fucking like end it all. And so I wrote that song. And like then broke up with my girlfriend of like 3 years.
Oh my God.
Happy
And, like,
birthday!
Happy birthday! I had a fucking trip to Europe all set up and planned. And that fell through on my birthday. It was a fucking mess, dude.
How'd you record a video with it?
Were you crying in the whole thing, or yeah?
It was in the vocals were one take because I almost fucking cried and I'm like, I'm a man. I don't cry. Pull it together. But yeah, and that's like after that, I'm kind of like, I think I'm done with all pop. Like all the stuff that I've recorded, like I'm one of those people that like you guys, you're like a year into your process. Like I'm like a year out. All of my shit's already done. I already have a whole bunch of content, a whole bunch of stuff ready for the next releases because like I think it's different. It's more punk.
Cool.
Way more
Nice.
punk. Because everybody's going pop punk right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna strike while the iron's hot and just like drop the shit that I really want to make. And
Totally.
it's like
Yeah.
you're probably not gonna go over too well with some of the people I work with because
Nah, fuck them. Do it
fuck
anyway.
them. Yeah, it's definitely say some shit that industry types won't like.
Yeah. Do it.
I'll show you guys after.
Good.
Yeah, of course.
They can't fucking handle it anyway.
This is punk rock.
Yeah.
But
How many songs you got in the can, you think?
overall, probably like 16.
Great.
Like
Nice.
done and just like I'm sitting on them. The ones that I'm actually gonna put out are probably like 6.
Cool.
Like I'm heavily influenced by like my culture. Like my ma is Romani, or like what people in America know as gypsies. And like don't if you are Romani, don't tell people in Europe that you are.
Yeah.
Don't-
Yeah. Then you're fucked. Yeah.
So like I kind of use that as like the whole basis for this next like EP thing.
Cool.
So it's all this shit about like everybody says gypsy stealing stuff. So I'm like, all right, so the poor kid from a tiny ass town is gonna come into your fucking city and steal everything I had to work for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the one negative thing about me. I'm a very positive person, but I'm a very negative person when it comes to like wasted potential. So it's like sometimes I feel like I'm left out from a lot of things because one, I don't drink, and then two, like I don't come from money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like out of my family, I feel like, you know, no offense to anybody or if they are listening, I feel like I make the most money out of everybody in my family, and I'm still fucking broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like when I get to go to these kids like sessions or like to their studios, And it's like, how the fuck do they afford that?
Yeah.
And it's because like their parents are paying their rent.
Yeah, you're in Southern
guitar,
California.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like, all right, like I'm gonna throw it in everybody's faces. As long as I'm reminded that I wasn't one of them, I will always remind them that they won't be like me.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Oh, I love that entire 58. 58's everywhere. I fucking
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, I have like a sauce when it comes to using a 58. I'm dead serious, dude. I like, because I didn't want to like I have this insane microphone. I took a 414 and I sent it to this guy, Michael Jolly, out of like Boston. You can Google him. He doesn't do it anymore, but he like rebuilds microphones.
Sweet. Oh, nice.
And he's like one of the best in the industry. And he took a 414 and put it in the body of an MXL 990 as like a joke, because the 990 is like a $50 mic, you know? So like we would always joke about like, oh, we got to get a 990 on that, dude. It's fucking Valley Sound, bro. You know? So like I put one of the best mics and one of the shittiest mics, and it's
Hey, it'll never get
actually-
stolen.
It'll never get stolen. Yeah. Even people that are like hard up as fuck, just like, I'm starving. What can I sell?
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah. Not that one.
But I wanted to break that out because it's so clean. It sounds so good, but it was so clean, and I was in just like this empty ass house that I got
Too
nothing.
clean.
It was too clean.
Yeah.
You can hear my sadness.
They can hear how empty this place is.
Yeah.
So I just used a 58 and just like did a lot of shit to it.
Yeah.
And it sounded sick. And same with all my punk shit. Like, there's something about using a 58 through like a shitty fucking interface.
Yeah.
That to me, it sounds like you're at a punk show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I know that like audio snob. And don't get me wrong, I'm an audio snob. I'm gonna flex real quick. I worked at the Fab Factory. I was an assistant engineer at the Fab Factory. So like I sat in on sessions with, again, I signed NDAs that would make me fucking cry.
Yeah.
And like I was mixing on Augsburgers that were fucking 180K a side.
Yeah.
A side. I am an audio snob. I am
yeah.
choosing a 58.
Yeah.
I am not just using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because it should sound like that punk rock.
Yeah.
What do they use? They use the fucking
Right.
58 on
Yeah.
fucking
Go back to
everything.
the albums you love.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they on?
Yeah.
58.
Pan and EQ accordingly. Your gravy.
Yeah.
Okay, first record you bought with your own money.
Outcast's Stankonia.
Nice one.
Fucking record.
Dude, I was deep into the Southern hip hop shit, so much so that I literally have grills, but I'm not wearing them because I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. Actually, so like when I was a kid, again, I was like, my last name is Summers. People used to call me, well, Summer, but like they call you like, oh, Summers, you know?
Yeah.
So like they called me Scummers because it was like I was a scumbag kid. You know what I mean? So when I finally like did this major tour, and I met this guy, Alligator Jesus. He's fucking
Dude, Alligator Jesus. We heard about this guy.
You know him?
No, only from Shane.
Oh, from Shane? He told you?
Yeah.
No way.
He did. Yeah.
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
I became friends with him, and he's just like, yeah, come by to the shop, you know? So like
Wait.
Ryan.
No,
I
was
think
it fucking Mandala?
No, it was Shane. I think
No,
Shane
it was
told this
Shane?
story.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Because he came through to one of the Demi shows.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that is. I think,
Yeah.
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 I think
So-
Shane told us. Yeah.
Ryan,
That's
the
awesome.
singer of Royal, as like a thank you for coming out, she got me a single gold tooth. I'm like, "Yeah, got me this. So I have a single gold tooth, right?
Great.
And I was like, that's fucking sick.
That
So
is.
Yeah, yeah.
after the tour, when I made like a good amount of money, I've been chilling. I was like, I've wanted a girl since I was a kid, because I grew up on Southern hip hop.
Yeah.
I got this,
Yes.
and it's it's solid gold. And then it says scum in diamonds.
Oh, I love it.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it's so good. Oh,
If I
that's
take it out, though,
beautiful.
it gives me a lisp.
Wear it on stage, nothing else. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
great.
beautiful.
Yeah, dude.
amazing.
I've been wanting that since I was a kid.
Yes.
I even got scum. Here's another rock and roll story for you.
Yeah.
Denver. We were playing the Fillmore, and something about that show was just ethereal. Like, it was standing, so nobody was sitting down. Some of these venues were like theaters, and people were sitting. There was just, we had this like connection on stage. It was like the third show in. Like myself, Ryan, and Brendan, we were just fucking locked. We were killing it. I also had a pearl necklace that was just a little bit too tight, and I remember I was like headbanging, and it just went. So pearls all
yeah.
over the stage. So while I'm playing, I'm like trying to kick the shit out of the way.
Yeah, before you,
know?
Scooby-Doo.
Exactly. So I'm like kicking them out of the way, but also trying to kick them into the back. So I'm like, those are fucking pearls. They're probably expensive.
I want to keep them.
I want to keep some of these. So yeah, I like kept doing that, got it out of the way, and like once I was clear, like something about me doing that put me in a place on stage where I wasn't before, and it like got me out of my shell. And I just went fucking wild that night, right? Just got me out of my shell, and like there's energy, there's something about it. And I remember playing better than I ever played. And I walk off stage, and as I'm walking by, I like see this group of people talking over there, and I was like, that was Alice Cooper.
Oh.
And I just like kind of put my head down and I kept walking. I was like,
Yeah,
that's fucking Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
I go to the green room, and we were getting green room tattoos, and I got scum tatted across my fucking throat.
Yes.
And then I walk out with this brand new tattoo, and I'm like, yo, Alice, I just gotta steal you for a second.
Yeah.
And then his guitar player, Kane, comes over. I don't know if you've ever seen Kane Roberts, but he's huge and just yoked out of his fucking mind. So I was like, oh, okay, it's you. And we had a fantastic conversation. I sat there for an hour.
Hell yeah.
And he was just like, he literally like one of my idols, you know.
Milwaukee, dude.
Milwaukee, and he was exactly like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
No, for real, dude.
dude.
He was like, okay. So again,
Super invested. Yeah.
I'm from such a small town, right?
Yeah.
And somehow he is friends with another guy from my town.
Wow.
So while I was talking to him, I was like, yo, Alice, you ever hear of Herkimer, New York? And he's like, oh my God, Herkimer, New York. Do you know Bob Flansburgh? And I was like, Shout out Bob, the human calculator, or whatever. I forget his full name. But he was the human calculator, and he was like famous in the 80s, and he's like best friends with Alice Cooper. They're trying to like do some like revitalization project in downtown Herkimer.
Amazing.
For like, because that's where like the first game of basketball was played or some shit like that.
Okay.
I something like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, something interesting about Herkimer. And he told me some shit about my hometown I've never heard before. And I straight up, all I could think was like, this guy knows how to party or what?
We're not worthy.
Exactly like the movie.
Yeah,
He's like,
so
and if you
perfect.
zoom in, there's a pink condom right here. How did you
I
know?
saw Alice Cooper when I was like 12, dude, at the Michigan State Fair. And he
man.
stabbed a baby with a sword, and blood came out of it.
Yeah.
And he held the baby up like this.
That's the coup.
That's the
Not a
coup.
real baby. A
That's
fucking-
Nope. He stabbed a baby.
Yeah,
This is the most Alice Cooper shit. He's the only person who could do that.
yeah. My grandma, she ran, I guess, that kind of department that ran the theatrical stuff. And she was like, he's the only person I've ever seen that brought 11 trucks of props. He had like 11 semi trucks. Because like Feed My Frankenstein happened, and he's
Whole
like
set,
gone off of it, and then like comes up in like a tube that has like electricity on it.
Oh my
and then
God.
fucking, yeah. Every song was like a costume
set.
change, but
Yeah.
just a set change. This
It's so crazy.
Yeah, Alice
It's the
Cooper's
coup.
shit.
Alice Cooper was like,
Yeah.
growing up. We even did, like in my pop punk band, we covered Schools Out.
Yeah.
And to this
I mean,
day,
such
I
a
like
good
want to
song.
record it because I remember it fucked so hard.
Yeah.
That song does fuck real hard.
That is a very good song.
But yeah, that was like one of the most rock and roll experiences I had on that tour. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Getting my throat tattooed and then
And then talking to Alice Cooper.
hanging out with
Show
Alice
it to him.
Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was, and like, he said some shit that like, whenever I'm feeling really down, like,
Yeah.
like right now, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's January, it's a slow season for like shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, what am I doing? I'm just at home, like, I'm MDing and stuff, but it doesn't feel like I'm doing something because I'm not playing in front of people.
Yeah.
I go back to that time. He's like, so you're from Herkimer, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, and you're playing a stage like this. Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking got that from Alice Cooper.
That's good, man. You can take that with you, man. Yeah.
Save that shit for the
That's
rest of my
a,
life.
yeah, that's a great fucking thing to have in your mind. A fucking memory.
I'd stop mixing the record. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to do anything else. I'll rest on that for a long time. That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
man.
great. Okay. Do you have a perfect album? Like, first record, sure, like Outcast, which is probably perfect in your ears because your first record is typically perfect for you.
Yeah. That's very tough.
No skips, front to back,
Fuck. Okay.
any genre, any artist.
Okay. If I'll put it like this, there's these three that I always go to.
Okay.
If I'm on shuffle and a song off of Dark Side of the Moon comes on. I stop everything and I have to listen to the whole record.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
That was huge to me when I was a kid. My mom would play it all the time. 2, it's recent, but like this is it. Like fucking blew my mind, and I know typical fucking white guy, but the new Kendrick Lamar record.
Oh yeah,
Like,
The new one.
the new
Yeah.
one.
That is a very good one.
Morale,
Yeah.
Big Steppers. That shit like was better than therapy.
Because
I'm old now. I go to therapy. I
Yeah,
take care of myself.
as you should.
Good.
Go to therapy. I had
100%.
it today. I had it today.
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Fuck yeah. I'm all about that, man.
Yeah,
I'm too old for this shit.
We will tell everyone, take care of your brain.
Yeah.
100%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what stretching every day, drinking enough water, and like thinking positively will do to you.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a simple frame of mind shift. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Blood flow. Good blood flow.
Good blood flow. And then 3 was a Darkest Hour record, Undoing Ruin. That one. That was that.
Okay.
That was that thrash metal band. I was
Still,
talking
is
about,
it
like
still
metalcore.
findable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll guess I got to hear it.
I don't know why that's like just my favorite thing, but like when I just feel like
Yeah, man.
going back,
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
go to. It's like the perfect record for me.
Good.
That's great.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, though, I think I kind of fall into like rock and roll. I
Yeah.
listen to a lot of just like rock and roll punk shit. You ever hear of Turbo Nero?
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
They're like
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of my favorite bands of all time.
Real
R.I.P.
great, yeah.
Hank Von Hell. I actually spoke to him on Instagram of all things. I was like, Hank Von Hell, right before he passed, he did a tour in America, and I'm a fucking snake, dog. I'll just, whenever I get a chance, I'll
Yeah.
fucking shoot it out there.
Yeah.
So I messaged his Instagram, and I was like, hey, if you guys are ever looking for like a front of house guy, like I'm a huge fan. I listen, like I know the records front to back. So like, and I'm pretty accomplished as a front of house guy. Here's my resume. And he did FAC, like he always did online. He just said FAC. And he was like, we'll definitely keep that in mind. And then like got a message like 6 months later, and it's like, hey, are you available for like a call? And I was like, oh, it's gonna be some PR person,
Yeah,
like
right.
whoever runs his account.
Yeah.
And it was fucking him.
Nice.
And he was like, hey, we might be doing another tour in America. And he's
yeah.
like, are you serious? And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, it was like a few months later, I think he passed.
Killed him.
Wow.
You and your sober antics fucking killed him.
The idea of another tour.
Yeah. Oh no, I have to do the tour now. He was serious.
Cuff him, boys.
You got nothing on me, I swear. It was just a DM.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm deep into that kind of shit. I'm deep into like punk, more rock and roll type stuff. I really, really fuck with you guys. Thanks, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here at your podcast. Like I dead ass, like you are on a shit ton of my playlists. Like I literally have a playlist of like when I need to get the fuck out of my head. You know what I mean? Like I spent so much of my life interpreting rather than experiencing.
Oh yeah.
So I created like a playlist to try and like get my mind out of it.
Stop thinking about
I mean, you
shit.
have a DJ dad though. You have that mindset though. You know how to make a playlist.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I threw you guys on there. Like you guys are just like, I don't know. There's no way. I honestly don't feel like I can be like in my head if I'm listening to you guys. It's just like the fucking. There's so much energy in like. It's rock and roll.
We're loud. Thank
We're
you.
loud. Yeah, thank you. We're loud.
We like to be loud. We like to do it loudly.
So yeah, I got the mushiness out of the way. There we go.
thanks,
We're done.
What have you?
Bad stuff.
Now for the bad stuff.
I hate you guys.
So I have mixed notes.
Dude, we should play him the song. Yeah, we'll play him.
So would you call a Desert Island record Dark Side of the Moon?
Ooh, you mean like one that like that I
Desert
can live
Island.
with?
Yeah.
You got to listen to it every day.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to
And
it.
it's the only one.
Well,
It's
you
all
don't
you got.
have to listen to it every day,
But
but
it's
it's
all you
the
have.
only thing that you
only
have.
thing that I have. Fuck. Okay. Oh my god.
I know. You're like drowning other children right now. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, just like who comes to the top here. That's really tough. I want to say we just talked about Turbo Nero, so maybe that's why I'm thinking a Turbo Nero album.
Yeah, it might be unfair, but
Yeah.
Answer might change tomorrow, but right now.
Right now, fuck. Actually, Minor Threat 7-inch.
Okay.
All right.
The one with the straight edge on it.
You were wondering which one was gonna pop, and it was like,
Yeah.
that was it.
I was like, that. Can I do without that? Nah. It's just 40 seconds of just sheer fucking anger. It's so good.
What was your first like Teenage Rebellion music? You know, like the folks were giving you. You already had BB King, you know, and you get all these other influence. Yeah.
My mom was always very, very supportive of whatever I liked.
That's good.
She would always like whatever I listened to. She would like let me listen to it in the car and shit.
That's good.
Even if it made her speed and she almost got a ticket.
Even Minor Threat, she's like, I like this.
When I was real young, I got into Korn, and it was like my parents were like, okay,
Yeah, me too.
but it was still kind of like mainstream a little bit. But I remember the first one with like screaming in it that my parents were like, okay, what the? My friend Donnie, he gave me As They Lay Dying.
Oh,
Yeah,
good record.
In the darkest nights.
Yeah.
That shit, and then that also fed into my
Security or
guitar
something.
shit.
Yeah.
Metalcore, dude.
Metalcore.
Yeah, my mom definitely had to go through like Korn and then like the first System of a Down.
Oh,
That's like the most fun music to listen to when it comes like at that age. You're like,
Yeah.
My
what
mom's
the
like-
fuck is this?
Yeah, that we're trying to build a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, my mom was not. Yeah, she.
Yeah, I remember showing my parents Slipknot. They were all about that.
What's crazy is Slipknot is like mainstream,
Yeah.
but after I found like the crazy shit, I found Slipknot, and like a lot of times when you get into like the metalcore stuff, you're like, oh, it's fucking,
Yeah.
you know, like you gotta gatekeep that
Right,
shit.
right.
But like, bro, Slipknot, holy fuck, they're nuts.
They've
They
always
like
been good.
slaughter pigs on stage. And
Oh
shit.
yeah, they're fucking crazy good.
Insane.
I love Slipknot so much.
Yeah, that one riff, dude. I'm a professional guitar player, and I still cannot play Left Behind.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, they shred.
Tonal.
It is actually. It is in a weird fucking key. Whatever key it's in. Yeah. Good band.
Good band.
And yeah, freaked my parents out definitely when I showed it to them because I was like fucking like 8, you know.
Yeah.
Like check this out, guys.
Dude, I remember I had a gym teacher once. I was talking with, it was like, I think 5th grade. I was talking with Pat, who would inevitably become the singer of Atticus, my pop punk band. We were talking about Korn, right? And I remember our gym teacher, Mr. Valacorsa, walked up and he's like, why don't you guys listen to something normal like Ricky Martin? And I like still think about that sometimes.
I like that a lot.
I still listen in my head
normal.
free. Something normal like Ricky Martin. I don't know why that's so funny.
That is hilarious.
I can't explain why it's funny. But
I
it's
know
funny.
exactly why
The
that's funny.
gym teacher told you to listen to Latin Sensation,
Grammy winner. Yeah.
very openly gay Ricky Martin, Shake a Bon Bon, and the gym teacher said that music is for you.
No, of course.
No, that's
he saw,
just
he saw
normal.
the eyeliner.
No,
in my picture.
that's just normal. That's just
That's just
listen to
normal
music.
music.
Listen to normal music.
normal music.
Holy shit.
He really likes Living La Vida Loca. He's just a big fan.
She does
La
bang.
vida.
She
She
does bang.
He does bang.
Yeah.
First concert you saw?
Dude, I had the best first concert. You ready? First, it was 3 Days Grace. Opening the show. Right? And then Trapped.
Yeah.
And then it gets even better. Hang on. This band had pyro and fireworks.
Rammstein?
Nickelback.
Yeah, I was hoping. It was
Nickelback.
Yes. As soon as you said those two, I was like, it's gonna be Nickelback.
Yeah. It was
Who would
sick.
headline that show?
It
would
was
be Nickelback.
sick,
Yeah.
dude.
They just announced a tour.
Did they really?
My lady's going with her dad.
Nice.
It's going to be at the Forum. They bought fucking the VIP, all access. Got the tickets today. They're fucking
I
stoked
hope
about
they
it.
have a fucking photo booth that's like, look at this photograph. Like that
Yeah,
meme.
that
Yes.
They better
video.
have a fucking photo booth. Like that. Like
I believe-
a set, you know, like those sets for like friends.
Like the
and
cutout,
shit.
the cutout. You put your head in it.
I believe part of the merch that they sell at some shows is like a small wooden Chad Kroger holding a picture frame.
Oh my god.
Right? So you can,
Genius.
Yeah.
So you can look at this photograph.
You can hate on Nickelback all you want.
Nah,
but,
they're
like,
good songs.
They love it when you do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, yeah, you're playing into their hand at this point.
Yeah, dude. I still think that one of the best riffs that I ever learned was it called Animals? fuck, I can play it better than I can remember. But yeah, I think it was called Animals.
Sounds right. I think they have a song called Animals. Yeah.
Can we touch on vocal production for Nickelback records?
Sure.
Jesus. Chad Kroeger has like 8 tracks going like at all times. He's harmonizing like just one note in the fifth below in between the octave and like the entire. But look at this, and there's like 8 of him already there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like, if it was like a stylistic thing or because like I mean, who mixed it? Do we know?
Ooh,
I'm sure.
probably
a Lord Alge
like
of some
Lord
kind.
Alge, Lord
I'm
Alge
looking
himself.
like all of their records, he has that vocal stack thing going on.
Yeah.
It's like signature of their sound.
Dude, for a long time, like I really got out of my box a couple years ago on like production and like recording and stuff because like a friend of mine was like, it was my friend Alex. He's an MD and a producer. He helped me on a lot of my music. He's one of my best friends. Flag Daddy. So he said something like we were recording guitar parts for something. I think it was my song IG. And he was like, okay, now play it an octave lower. And I'm like, but like nobody's gonna be playing that live. And he's like, this isn't live.
Right.
Yeah.
So then he had like a Nashville guitar. Like you ever play a Nashville?
Yeah.
Where it's like the tuning is all
Nashville
like,
tuning,
really
yeah.
high.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all right, play it on this too. So, and I was like, well, why? And he's like, because it just adds texture, it adds more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you can literally do whatever the fuck you want. And it's true. And especially as like an MD, like I'm recreating stuff in tracks that like nobody can do live.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But it like at that, I think Nickelback was kind of like the breakthrough, I think, for a lot of production after that, where it's like, okay, it's like still technically they can play it live, but like they added so much to it that it like, because now it's so much more than just like they can play this live. Like you listen to System of a Down, it is just literally like they play live.
Yeah.
That's
They,
like
they recorded it live. Yeah.
room recording and overdubs,
Yeah, yeah.
vocals.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then now you have like Chad Kroeger and Chad Kroeger and Chad Kroeger and Chad Kroeger. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like weirdly, I like, and as much as people hate on them, they did it right. They literally listened to all this music and were like, okay, this is all the stuff that's popular right now. How can we make all of this shit one song and become successful? That was what they wanted, and they did exactly that.
Yeah.
So fucking
Joey
good on them.
Moy is the producer. I'm going on all the right reasons. And the mixer was Randy Staub. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know either of these people.
No idea.
Canadians.
Canadians.
Yep.
Had some bad experiences with Canadians.
I mean, it's,
Oh boy.
Love Canada.
it's always fun to hate on Nickelback, but in the end, I don't care.
And Canadians.
It's not my favorite type. Well, fuck Canada.
Blame Canada.
Yeah, it's not my favorite type of music, but like, have I heard like all of their music? Yes.
Yeah.
And is there a reason? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not like watching a movie and I'm like, oh, this is Nickelback.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this fits.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, whatever you listen to is you. You know. What I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
I haven't bought that record, but Nikki was stoked about the tickets that she got, right? And I was like, you're stoked, aren't you?
Yeah.
Did you hear the new record? She's like, yeah, listen to it as soon as it came out. It's great. It's like, what's great? She's like, it sounds like everything they've done.
Yeah. It still sounds like Nickelback. Yeah.
And I can't, like, who am I? Mine is
Yeah.
AC/DC. It's
Yeah.
the same fucking record over and over again.
sure
So
is.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
I love Less Than Jake. Pretty much the same record over. Yeah,
Yo, wasn't it Less Than Jake that did International Superheroes of Hardcore? Or was that
Newfound Glory.
Newfound Glory?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Newfound Glory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Same band, different instruments.
Yeah.
Less Than Jake did Greased.
Oh, okay. And then Turnstile did Angel Dust. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I haven't, no.
Angel Dust fucks.
Okay.
It's,
Did they
this-
switch instruments or?
Yeah, they switched instruments. My last ex, she wasn't really like into hardcore, and I was like, well, Every Time I Die is my favorite band of all time. So like we have to go see a show. She wasn't like ready for that. She was
Too much.
She was pretty sheltered
Yeah.
when it comes to that kind of music. It's not for everybody. I'm not like
Yeah.
I don't judge, but like okay, I judged a little bit, but like
She's still wrong, but I don't.
But so I took her to the show, and I was like, "Oh, Angel Dust is opening sick. Like they're like a really feel good band. Like they're like fucking, they're just jamming, they're like jam punk. You know,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. They had like stuffed animals, and they're like dancing and shit. There's like dance pits instead of mosh pits and stuff. It's fucking fire. And then Turnstile was up next. It's like, all right, we need to get out of the pit. But like, I didn't realize that Turnstile was Angel Dust.
Oh, nice.
So like their guitar player took the guitar off and went up to the mic and he's like, "We're turnstile!" And then just fucking chaos. And like poor girl. Like,
Then the room exploded.
no. Just absolute insanity.
Yeah.
Nice. Now it's crazy that they're like a pop act now.
Yeah,
They're not pop, but they're like on the.
They're
pop.
mainstream. Yeah,
It's
cool.
good for them. Same with Knocked Loose.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad pop punk is back. I'm just glad it's back.
Same.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean,
It never
my
died.
career.
It never died.
What's crazy is almost everybody I met in the industry, like on like the recording side, on the production side, and stuff like that, all pop punk kids.
Yeah.
All of them are like because
They're all our age. Yeah.
You know, and they're like they had to get good at something if they want to be in this industry. So then like
And they all listen to Blink. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Once like Travis Barker kind of made it like normalized.
Yeah.
And then
Became a Kardashian. And
Yeah. And then MGK lost that rap battle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Staged.
Plant.
He knew he was going to lose.
Yeah.
How could you possibly win that?
Yeah, that's not a. It's not a.
It's not a losing battle. That's not a battle you pick. If you're picking your battles, that's not the one you pick.
But yo, talk about a turnaround. He lost that battle, but that motherfucker still got a career.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's Grammys for that record now.
It's again. I don't love the music, but fuck, the guy did something right. It's
Yep.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But now Travis Barker is everyone's drummer, actually.
Yeah. He is
Literally on every
He's
record.
just everyone's drummer.
Every record.
Every single.
I don't even think it says featured. I don't even think it says featured.
You just
Travis,
assume
just,
it.
he's
You
just
hear
on
that
it.
snare drum and you're like, oh, Travis is on this? Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's Travis.
If you hear a ride bell followed by a hi-hat, you're like, oh, yeah, Travis. Yeah.
New Weezer album comes out.
Yeah.
Travis Barker.
I just listened to the SZA record. He's all over it. He's all over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have a bucket list band? Someone you haven't seen yet that you need to?
Ooh.
I don't know why, because like I'm a fan, but it's not like I'm a diehard fan. But the Rolling Stones.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
there you go.
They're
Yeah.
my all-time favorite.
They're going to die soon. Better get on
I
that.
saw them 7 years ago now or something like that at Honda Center, right in the middle.
Nice.
Big ass fucking lip stage that went out like halfway into it. It was fucking amazing.
yeah.
They played for like 2.5 hours. I have the recording on my phone.
Somebody,
I went by myself too. I just fucking sat there.
You went by
and was
yourself? What a
Fuck
gangster.
yeah.
Yeah. You got to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Does my girlfriend need to see me cry? No, she's good dude.
No, they sold out, baby. They sold out. They didn't have any more tickets.
Yeah.
Dude, tickets were like $300 or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
And I wasn't on like the bottom row. I was
Yeah.
on the top row, but I was very front. But
Yeah.
dude, amazing. Mick Jagger is a fucking beast. And
Yeah.
He'll
It's
never
the
die.
legend.
yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah. Just
Well, I'm
such
glad
a
she
good
wasn't
show.
there because it was, it was
Well, the recording has so much of me singing to it.
Yeah.
Why don't you shut up, dude? I can't even listen to this again. Your stupid voices all the time.
I really don't know why. It's just like because you just grow up. You always hear their music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, and especially with like what I did for work. Even now, what I do for work, I'm lucky that I'm around. Like, I played 2-3 festivals with 9 Inch Nails.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
like Paramore, My Chemical Romance, and like Bring Me the Horizon. That was a crazy moment.
Yeah.
Bring Me the Horizon. We played not Aftershock, Louder Than Life in Kentucky. And it was the first show I played with Royal and the Serpent. So I grew up listening to Bring Me the Horizon before.
When they were still a metalcore band.
Yeah, when they were
Yeah.
a metalcore band.
Yeah,
and like we even covered them in my like
there you go.
like we did Chelsea Grin, Chelsea Smile.
Yeah.
And Suicide Season.
Fuck yeah.
Sadness
songs.
Will Never End, right?
Good songs.
So to be able to play that festival, get off stage, and then like go hang out with Youngblood and be side stage when they closed the stage off. Literally, it was me, Ryan, Brennan, Youngblood, and like maybe 4 or 5 techs, and like a few of Youngblood's homies.
Yeah.
And we're watching Oliver Sykes from side stage.
Fuck yeah.
Like that was one of those moments where I was like, holy shit, the 14-year-old in me is like gonna cry.
Yeah.
Goo,
Yeah.
I love you, Oliver Sykes.
Run out and hug him. Get tackled.
I don't know. He's fucking dude. He's huge. He would throw me right.
Yeah, he'd just throw you in the crowd. Yeah. Get off. Yeah.
There goes Jordy.
There he goes. Actually, like when we were young, 4 Year Strong played after us.
Love
so,
those
like,
guys. Yeah.
That shit was wild.
Yeah.
To like come off the back, I'm like shaking hands with this one guy. My friend Sage. He's another hired gun drummer. Sage Weber. He was like, I was talking with him, and there's this other guy, and he looked super fucking familiar.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm Dan. I'm like, what's up, man? Where do I know you from? And he was like, I'm in 4 Year Strong.
Yeah.
Like he was waiting for me to be like,
yeah.
oh no, oh my god.
Yeah.
I was so fucking smooth, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, you guys played in upstate New York years ago. And I actually helped do sound for that show. I was like, then maybe that's where I remember you from. He was like, oh yeah, probably. So he didn't have to deal with the fanboy in me.
Yeah.
I like smoothed it over.
I do know your band. Yeah.
Yeah, I happen to know you guys.
Yeah.
Low key, they were like one of our biggest influences.
Yeah.
But like after that, like I set my stuff in the car because they had to take it back to Artist Village to the tent so we could put it all away. And I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna go see Knocked Loose for a second. But because I had all access, I could go where the fuck I wanted. So I went around to the front of the stage, and it's just like they have this sample playing in the beginning, and then they hit that fucking low A or whatever tuning they're in. Just like, boom. And he's just like, what's up, you fucking emo kids? And I was fucking 17 again, and I was ready to hit people. Like adrenaline. I fucking, because there's no way you can get to the stage, right? And hardcore shows are about stage dives and grabs and shit. So they start playing, I think it was Billy No Mates or whatever it was, and I was on the barricade at the edge of the stage, and I was still in my stage outfit from Royal and the Serpent. So I just fucking clamber over, and like, it didn't register to me that like about 40 minutes prior to that, right before we played our set, I had to sign a waiver. Security comes over, and it's called the Travis Scott rule. Where it's like, if shit gets too hectic, they have to stop the show. So I fucking climb off the barricade and I fucking front flip into the crowd, and like nobody was ready for it because there was nothing like that happening. I front flip into the crowd and I knock over a ton of fucking people. And then I get up and I'm just starting to fucking crowd kill, just going nuts in the pit, and suddenly the music stops. And they're like, everybody take a step back from the barricade because I knocked those people over, so it crunched everybody up. And then so I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna die.
So like, I was trying to get out of the pit, and then somebody stopped me to take a picture. They're like, yeah, dude, I just watched your set. She was great. Let's get a photo. And I'm like, I gotta go, dude.
You're gonna get me in trouble, motherfucker.
So front flipped and caused a mass scene.
Like, I was never here.
So I like got the fuck out of there.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
The Travis Scott rule. I love that.
The Travis Scott rule. Boy, that was a fun little debacle.
Shit was crazy, and I felt bad for the techs, dude, because like everybody's like yelling at the tech, like the fucking spot guy, like, you gotta stop the show. I'm like, I'm just turning on and off the light. I can't do anything. And they're like blaming him for it. It's like, dude, it's not his call. Like, he probably radioed somebody and they were like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I felt real bad for somebody.
Get in the singer's ear. You just get in his ear.
Yeah, they're like, you know how many like levels of production you have to go through in order to stop a show?
Oh yeah,
it's insane, especially with a playback with like the size of somebody like Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we had, so like there's an MD company that I've worked with. I mostly do sound for them, so I'm not saying that I'm on the level to work with them as an MD. They're phenomenal, called Spacebar. And like, they'll randomly hit me up every once in a while just to like help out with like setting up sound stuff and like handling any like their rigs and shit. They specifically are an MD company, so like they build out tracks and everything like that.
Oh, cool.
And there was one session I saw that they were working on, and it was 4 fucking computers. What? 4 computers, because you have 2 tracks for playback, or two computers for playback. So you had, and they have MIDI cues in it too. So like as an MD, I program this stuff too, but this was like on a whole other level.
Yeah.
The dude's license plate on his car says Ableton. I swear to God. He's one of those people that everybody, he's Beck's drummer, Ian Longwell.
Okay.
So
cool.
like he's one of those people that like whoever you talk to in the industry, if you're like, oh yeah, you know Ian Longwell, like, oh dude, there's this one time in like Amsterdam, me and him were getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this guy and has a story about him.
Yeah.
But Yeah, they would have like a session up, and I shit you not, it was like fucking 400 tracks or something crazy, all being run through Ableton, and they're all bussed together so that like, you know, it has
One
multiple
play button.
outputs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all controlled by like a MIDI controller, either on foot by the guitar player or like a pad with the drummer. And then they had a redundancy computer, so like in case something like this one goes down, the other one will just continue to play. And then they have a third computer for just like vocal processing and vocal tuning if they had tuning.
Yeah.
And then a backup for that, right?
Wow.
All those are running in tandem at the same time through this massive fucking like rack. And that in itself has vocal processing in it too.
I think I'm
So-
gonna pass out.
It's, dude, it is nuts, nuts. And
Guys, we're a power trio.
We just started
We have a
recording.
guitar, a
Yeah.
bass, and a drum. Yeah.
so
Holy bananas.
I guess
So,
we need
like-
one laptop at least,
Yeah,
right?
My shitty ass 3-year-old one that's on the fritz. Yeah.
yeah, deadass.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Bro. I'm at the point where I'm breaking logic.
I know.
Like I
My
have
touch
to.
bar, I have the touch bar Mac Pro. It's like flashing at me all the
Yeah,
time.
dude.
Yeah.
Same. I
Bounce down.
Yeah.
Bounce down.
I hit Command B and my computer's just like, no.
Yeah. Bounce, bounce to what? You have nothing. Yeah. You have no room, motherfucker. Yeah.
To get your brain off of productions and things in the meantime, what do you watch? What do you? I got a pizza fan. What do you do? Do you go to the beach often? Do you watch shows? Do you enjoy movies, comedians? Are you binging shows?
My girlfriend, fucking Aubrey,
Got you hooked on something?
she watches Grey's Anatomy. Oh. It's like the stereotypical girlfriend show.
How many? You've seen them all?
I've seen them all. Mike's girlfriend told him. We watched all those.
I fucking hate to say this, but it's so good.
Great show. It's been on for like forever.
There's
Right?
a reason why it's like 20 seasons.
Yeah.
How is it 20?
I know.
That's insane.
It's insane.
That's
man.
insane.
But that's I mean, like I don't really like watch shows all that often. I only do like whenever she is, and if like I just want to hang out. My days are kind of like I'll wake up. I mean, music is my thing. That's all I do. That's all I want to do. So like even if I'm not working, I'm working on my music.
Yep.
Or something relating to my music. So like I'll wake up pretty chill, like 8, maybe 9 a.m. if it's like a late morning. Make myself some espresso because I'm a coffee freak.
Nice.
And then I'll like, if I have the time in the morning, I'll like do the dishes and then play a video game for a little while.
Oh,
Video
fair
games
enough.
are my
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Big video game guy. Huge video game guy.
Okay.
I have a Series X. How you down? It was one of those things where like I was walking through a Target and I was like, they have them.
It's actually here.
I was like, I did not move. I just like was like, hey. You know, just like called the guy over.
Yeah.
Can I get that? You know?
Yeah.
But I just kind of replay the same games though.
What's your game?
What are you playing?
I'm obsessed with Mass Effect.
Ah.
I'll play that shit.
Which one's your favorite?
Mass Effect 2.
Okay, that's what everyone says is the best.
Yeah. I mean, I love 3.
Okay.
I know a lot of people hated the ending. I love the ending.
Okay.
I thought it was sick.
All right.
Right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the second time.
Nice.
Mostly because I just got back from Sicily and it like
Ah, there you go.
Mediterranean.
Assassin's Creed is so good
love
at doing
Assassin's
that
Creed.
kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like making it like historically accurate so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like you'll see something and then
I've been to that building.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
So-
like, you literally can
dude.
walk around the fucking thing. You're like, oh.
Straight up, like I like I said, I didn't really grow up with like my parents did great. I'm not saying that they didn't give me enough or anything like that. Like, but like I never really thought I would travel, right? Because it's like, you know, like it was one of those things where I didn't realize that we were like hard up until I got older, and then I was
Sure.
like, holy
Yeah. We made it.
I
Yeah.
love my parents.
Yeah.
For that, you know, like they never let me go without, and I was very thankful for that. But with that being said, never thought I would travel. So like the other day, I had such like I'm getting old, man. I'm starting to become emotional. I'm going to therapy and shit.
Yeah.
And
Therapy rules.
I was in London, so like we played London with Oliver Tree, in Manchester and Glasgow, and then went back and finished the tour, right? I made friends with our tour manager, Ricky, who owns a touring company over there. He's like one of the only companies that has splitter vans. So if anybody listening to this touring over there in the UK or in Europe, hit me up. I'll get you in contact with Blacklight Tours.
Yay.
Great guy, Ricky. Shout out.
Shout out Ricky.
Shout out Ricky.
Shout out.
So like I made friends with him, and he's just like, yeah, just come stay with me. Like if you're coming back over, it was that trip that got canceled. I finally used all the flight credits and went over to Europe. Yes. So I went to London, and I just like walked. I put fucking 15 miles on myself, just walking.
Yeah.
And I like went and checked out all this shit. And I get home, I'm like, it still hasn't really like registered that I finally did what I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. Like go to London, go to Prague, go to Poland, and then I went to Sicily, La Patria, like where, you know, the fucking you down. So I got
the original motherland.
The original motherland, you know?
Yeah.
So like I was so stoked. I like couldn't believe I actually did it. Still never registered. And I'm sitting at home playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And I'm about to climb this church for a viewpoint, and I'm like looking up at it, and I'm like, wait a second. And I bust out my phone and I'm looking. And I'm like,
That's it.
I was there. And I had that moment of just like, I fucking did it, man. I fucking did it.
I did the video game.
I was there.
That's amazing.
Dude,
That's beautiful.
I was just talking with someone because we're talking about things that we like know and don't know from growing up, and I was like, I'm horrible with geography. And I brought that same sentiment that my family, like, I never went without, but the same shit that, like, my family never traveled or went across anywhere. Like, I think I didn't take to that because I just didn't care. Like, I was like, this wasn't in me to be like, oh, you're going to go see Australia, and do you know where all the countries are? You're like, yeah, I don't fucking care because I'm never going to make it to those countries.
It's so true. Yeah, I don't fucking care.
It's just fun because we just talked about that today. It's hilarious you brought that up.
Yeah, dude.
Sick, dude. And then, dude, are you mostly just like those games?
I just don't really play like multiplayer games.
Oh, right on.
Like I don't play online multiplayer that often. Mostly because I have a really bad gamer tag that could get me like.
You could never remake that.
Yeah, you can't change that.
Actually, I didn't set it. Microsoft did. So like I was so cold at Halo.
Yeah.
I would play SWAT on Halo, and I was fucking nice. I would I was icing these people like crazy, and I didn't realize that one of them was like one of the Bungie people. Like they had the flaming Hayabusa helmet, and everything, so like they were like they worked at Bungie. And my gamer tag at the time was "suck on my ball sack." But I didn't know. I kept, I would just play the game for another like 2-3 weeks. And
Microsoft said that?
No. So that was my original gamer tag. Right? So this is so childish.
Yeah.
It's like just guys being dudes, making dick jokes on gamers. So I go into work, and this guy's like, "What's up, Clean Joey?" And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Your gamer tag." So I got shadow banned, right? So on mine it said "suck on my ball sack."
Everyone
else saw me as Clean Joey 13 or something. So I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So I hit up Microsoft support. I have the photo somewhere in my thing because people don't believe me, but I hit up Microsoft support on like a chat, and they clearly like English was their second language.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Just some farmer and
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, my brother sent my gamer tag. Sorry about that. I couldn't, and then you can't change it after. Is there anything I can do? And they're like, oh yeah, of course. That's so funny. Your brother set the gamer tag to something bad. No worries, we'll figure it out. Like, what do you want your new gamer tag to be? And I was like, I'm gonna try it. So now my new gamer tag is "hop off my dick." And they said it though. They were the ones. I typed it in, and they were like, "Okay, resetting now," and they fucking approved it.
And it works.
And it works. My gamer tag is still "hop off my dick." It's been like that for like 7 years.
Yeah, you probably should save it.
So
you can't suck it, but you can hop off. You can get on. Can't get on, but
I'm
you can
a
get
taken
off.
man. You can hop off.
Get on.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I don't really play like online multiplayer. I play just like story games.
Yeah, it's
but
more relaxing, you know.
But I find myself playing the same games over and over because
it's comforting. I just played Ocarina of Time for like the 5th time.
Dude, of course.
Yeah.
That's the fucking comfort zone.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I know these moves. I can do
I'm
that.
a Fallout dude. I like Fallout 3 is
Dude,
great.
the Vault. Okay,
Yeah.
on the Vault wiki for Fallout 3, if you go on there and you happen to come across like Slim Dick Johnson as a name, I may or may not have attributed about 40% of that wiki. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. So I'm one of those people that has like friends.
Really?
Yeah, we found his lane, dude.
Found a real lane over here. Yeah.
You're right. Everything.
Dicks, video games, hand in hand.
I mean, if they give you the opportunity, you take it. Yeah. Take it.
Dude. So I'm one of those people. I have like friends everywhere. Like I just happen to know a ton of people.
Yeah.
I attribute that to my sobriety, that I just happen to like know a ton of people everywhere.
Yeah.
But,
you remember them, they don't remember you.
Yeah. But they're one of my friends. She is PR person for Bethesda.
Nice.
And she worked on like Fallout 76 and like all that stuff. And she was like, "Man, that was a rough time to hop on as their PR." But yeah. But
4 was all right.
I loved 4. I in 3 and New Vegas are like the top.
New Vegas is so fun.
So good.
New Vegas.
3 just the.
We are tunnel snakes.
Yeah, tunnel snakes rule.
Tunnel snakes.
But
That's us.
That's us.
She I was talking with her about the vault, and I was like, "Yo, just so you know, like, low key, I'm like a fucking stan for Fallout 3." And I was like, I like did most of the wiki. She's like, "Really? What was your username?" I'm like, Sunday Johnson. And she's like, "That was you?" I was like, "Oh my god, I'm famous." I was more excited about that than almost anything else in my career.
Alice Cooper and
Slim Dick Johnson.
So being recognized as somebody that works in Bethesda, that was it.
yeah. We got another new game that's supposed to be coming out, but
Yeah, soon.
we'll see how
right?
it is. It's like space, right?
Yeah,
I didn't-
space.
I wasn't sure how I felt about Prey.
No,
I like played it, but it didn't like hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I end up just playing like I'm a multiplayer guy. Like
Yeah.
I play Dota. Too,
We played
like,
Dota
that shit.
together a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
word. Yeah.
All my homies back home, like that's the one thing we get together. Like once we play like 1 or 2 games a weekend. We just
Gotcha.
like get together, bullshit, play our
Yeah.
fucking MMORPG, and then talk about football and leave.
Yeah. I mean, it like I used to play Payday a lot.
Okay.
Like where the game where you play with your homies and rob banks and shit.
Yeah.
We were like competitive as shit. We were so good at it. And then like I played Overwatch. I got pretty good at that for a minute.
It's free now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Main reason why I played it, but music doesn't pay. Yeah, so like I guess I do play some online multiplayer.
Yeah,
stuff,
but when it comes to like you got some time.
Yeah, if you just want to chill.
You're just gonna chill and play that.
yeah, I'm just gonna be a fucking OP Mystios and
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey and
I play a lot of just like random grindy games, like where you get on and it's like 30 minutes. You're like a dude, and you just
shoot
You
people.
just farm shit and then level up your
dude.
stuff, and then the game's over, and you're like, "No, I'm good."
Instant
I'm gonna go do
gratification.
something else.
You know what game I was obsessed with last year, and I like just wreaked havoc. Stardew Valley.
Dude,
Yeah!
started
I have a fucking Series X, and I'm playing Stardew Valley.
Dude, no, that
And
game rules.
I'm a grown ass man playing.
Worried about your
Stardew.
crops.
Worried about my crops. Dude, it's like it was so relaxing.
Dude, there's a new one like called like Bartender's Keep, where you have like a bar and you just like give people drinks and like clean up their puke. And I'm just like, it looks just, it's literally based on Stardew Valley like artwork and everything. That and Gravekeeper or whatever. But it's just a mix of the two. So that's another game where you're just like, you know, you go by day. So like, I'm gonna play a couple days today, and you're like, that was nice. Yeah, I pet my cat, dude.
It's kind of like
In the
like
game.
when I would get so fed up with like just because usually by like June I'm fucking over it when it comes to like the music industry because it's just nonstop like phone calls, emails, text messages all goddamn day continuously and like making people happy and making sure you don't say the wrong thing and like whatever. Sometimes I'm just like I wish I could go back to the fucking farm. You know what I mean?
Give me my Stardew.
Yeah, so like, I used to work on farms and stuff. So I was like, man, sometimes I wish I could just go back to the
farms. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could just go back to the old times. So like I would play Stardew or like hop on Red Dead and just be an outlaw.
Yeah, go around and kill everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna die.
Back in the simple town, you settle a debate.
Kill a bear, kill the bar.
Why is everything red again? Boom, boom, boom.
My last line of question, I think Shane made me do this. Chicken parms?
Chicken parms.
So he was talking about being in town, and you're like,
Wait.
dude,
And wings.
It was a specific.
Oh, I know what he's
food.
talking about.
Here
we go.
I kind
It was a
of
pasta
Ziti, it was like
dish.
cheesy ziti's or what was it?
You guys are close.
Oh God, no!
If
give
you
me a
put
second.
all of them together,
did you write it
y'all
down?
are right.
Did you write it down?
I don't remember what episode it was.
so it's
Ziti
so
Farms.
it's chicken shawarma ziti.
It's so in Utica we have this dish called chicken riggies.
Chicken
Oh,
riggies.
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 Yeah.
I was
So, like,
close.
everybody
wrong
in a-
pasta.
Everybody in America knows
Yeah.
it is vodka riggies, right? But in Utica it's chicken riggies, and I'm like deep into cook. I love cooking, and that's one of my things.
Yeah, me too.
And like
love
chicken
cooking,
riggies is like a spicy. It's like a spicy red sauce mixed with a cream sauce, and like, it's hard to explain. But long story short, you have to have a specific type of pepper. You have to have a specific type of cream sauce, and it's very very hearty. Like,
Sounds like it. Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
put you to sleep.
Yeah.
One time I made it, and I shit you not, I went to sleep at 8 p.m. and woke up at 11:30 a.m.
Nice.
Not joking. Shit'll fuck
This
you
is
up.
better than melatonin.
Shit'll fuck you up.
Is that the staple of the hometown? Like that's the dish?
That's the dish. I stand by saying this because I've had pizza all over the place. I have one caveat, but I think pizza in Utica and the Mohawk Valley is some of the best in the world. But Detroit
Yeah, I was gonna
pizza.
say.
The fact that Detroit is
Yeah.
becoming like a huge thing all over the place is like a great thing and a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Because like it's not the same. You see what I'm saying? You got the za tattoo.
Pizza forever. Pizza forever.
Unbelievable.
Pizza forever.
You get what I'm saying,
Pizza slices.
Yeah.
dude? Detroit style pie.
That's
You
it.
seriously can't do.
It's
better.
America's pizza.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It found everyone's flavor. It's just it has the balance of what everyone needs in a
Yeah.
pizza.
The crispy cheese on the crust, the thick doughiness, like, bro, I'm gonna write a fucking poem.
It almost came to fisticuffs because someone from Connecticut was trying to tell me that was like the pizza capital. I'm like, I don't
No,
know.
fuck you and you're a pizza.
Where are you?
Okay, you barstool sports fucking. Get the fuck out of here. You and your cracker crust ass Sfinzioni. Get the fuck out of here. Like, sorry, I'm getting passionate. So like, so when I was in Sicily, I was just in Sicily, and like,
How long were you there?
I was there for like a week and change.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Hell
I've
yeah.
been saving up for a long time. To do
So
it.
good to
gotta.
have.
Sounds amazing. Yeah.
It's stunning. It is not really a touristy place, which is why I love it.
That's probably
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
It's even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I guess I speak a little Italian, but like when I was there, it was fucking dope. I like never spoke English. I felt so cultured.
Nice.
Sweet.
There you go. Yeah.
But I definitely had a New York accent. It was hilarious.
yeah. I'm sure they. You know. Yeah.
But io vengo da America.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey, yo. But so the reason why I bring that up is because like I'm a pizza snob. I'm like obsessed. And
Good.
I've
Yeah,
had
yeah.
pizza
Oh,
all
we've
over the
heard.
place.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you've heard?
Oh yeah, Shane told us about how he had to stop you from getting pizza again. Like, what do we want for our next
Did he
meal?
tell you?
And pizza. He's like, no.
Did I tell you, or did he tell you that we literally went to a pizza place in my hometown that was closed and they opened up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fucking great.
Fucking
Yeah.
Lombardo's, John Lombardo, shout out.
Yes.
So like, okay, so the pizza in Connecticut, and I mean pizza in general, and like in the Northeast, is based on Sfinzione, which is an Italian. It's like a thin crust. Like, I mean, you buy it at like a bakery, and it like at least a lot of bakeries in Sicily, Sfinzione was kind of long, and they would chop it up into square slices. And if you get like a wider piece, they flip it over on top of it, and you eat it like that. It's just a mozzarella and like marinara sauce almost. Very simple. That's Sfinzione pizza. The term a pizza is like, I'm pretty sure it was based on more of a Roman thing because it's more of a crispier crust. It all depends on where you go, right? Like the different influx of immigrants. You go to Philly, you go to Utica, there was a lot more Sicilians. The Sicilians brought something over that was depending on where you are, I may be wrong. It's either codoroni or it's their version of Sfinzione. So I went to this place that made like some of the first Sfinzione. And in Utica and Philly only in the U.S., there's this stuff called tomato pie. There's a place in LA, and if you guys are ever up there, called Tomato Pie.
Okay.
The guy is from my hometown. He's from Utica, and he was fucking like tired of the shitty pizza in LA or something like that.
Good, yeah.
And brought the water purifier from Utica to
It's important.
LA to
Yeah,
make the dough. So he makes tomato pie just like we do back home. And back home though, it's just like almost like a sourdough. It's very thick, and then it's just like red sauce on top with like a sprinkle of pecorino romano or parmesan, just like a tiny sprinkle. We eat it cold. But in LA, people aren't used to that, so he heats it up. It's fucking delicious, warm or cold.
Yeah.
In Sicily, where I went, where the first one was made, I got to have what that was based on. But it's actually like this really thick, almost like a bolognese that's inside of like the bread. And then on top of it was a small layer of like tomato paste almost. And they like almost burn the edges, just like Detroit. Because in Detroit, they had far more Sicilians than they had any other people from Italy. So that's where Detroit-style pizza comes from. And that's why tomato pie is very like Detroit-style pizza. Great. So if you listen to fucking Dave Portnoy and get all your pizza opinions from the fucking One Bite app, grow the fuck up, go to Detroit, and eat. Just even fucking start with Little Caesars, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like a pizza. I do. It's just like you have to have it fresh. You have to have it right then and there. It's a very specific type of pizza.
Hungry Howie's, dude.
Yeah, Hungry Howie's.
You gotta get so hungry Howie's.
Howie's, fucking Jets,
if you wanna
Torminas,
start right at-
fucking Donatello's, fucking Shields, fucking Buddies. There's so much good Detroit pizza.
So good.
Yep.
Every time I'm in Detroit, I go nuts. I get
Thank you for settling this argument for me. It's very important.
Yeah. I also didn't know I was gonna have a fucking history lesson.
No, I'm telling you, I'm
knows
obsessed.
the
This matters, man. This shit matters.
Pizza forever.
It's forever, baby.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's the perfect food.
It is.
How do you feel about Chicago pizza?
It's all of the ingredients of pizza if you were to leave it alone with an American.
It's a pie, dude. It's
a pie. I love it. I love it. I'm a Lou Malnati's kind of guy.
Yeah, love them out there. I got the frozen ones. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. I like Giordano's as well, but I don't know. I've always liked Lou Malnati's. I know that that some people have bad experiences. Like depending on where you go, you have to go to the right ones. If anything though, if you are in LA, I highly suggest, because everybody's trying to do Detroit style pizza.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's just not the same.
It's a joke.
It's
How
a
dare
joke
you?
in comparison.
It's
to like
fun.
LA doesn't have a style of pizza, so they're just ripping everyone else.
No, they have California Pizza Kitchen. Actually,
Yeah, they have barbecue. They have barbecue chicken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
But
invented barbecue chicken pizza.
That's like barely pizza.
Chicken Alfredo pizza.
And a
Exactly.
saltines
They couldn't-
type crust.
So they couldn't hack a
They
tomato
couldn't
sauce.
do it. It's like when a sports guy couldn't like play, so he became a gym teacher.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, we can't do pizza, so let's just do this.
Yeah.
You know?
We just went to what was that pizza place?
Fuck, the one right here in Costa Mesa.
Oh, they did a good job. It's Folks in Costa Mesa.
Folks.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shape was telling me to try that.
It is good.
Yeah, theirs is pretty specific. Their crust is fucking gigantic, but it's like water doughy.
Super
That's
chewy.
sourdough.
It's a
It's
sourdough
It is
crust.
sourdough.
That's
I will
right.
say, if the pizza's this big, you're going to get this much of topping.
yeah,
Crust
the
crust is
bubbles
like
out
a
so hard.
bubble.
Yeah, huge bubble.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like you could float on that thing back to Cuba.
Yeah.
It has a signature taste about it, though. It's
good,
like
yeah.
it's very buttery and
Good toppings.
Yeah,
good
I had
toppings.
a fennel sausage, right? Dude,
White people
insane.
is shit.
White people.
Like as shit. Like
Yeah,
as much as it gets.
Very-
yeah.
That weirdly made perfect sense, though.
Yeah. Fennel sausage and like
Yeah.
they're doing
I'll definitely,
Fresh basil.
I'm definitely gonna try it. Like I, as much as I can hate on pizza, I will never hate pizza.
No,
You
what
know
was
what I mean?
the LA one you were gonna say?
Okay, so if you guys are, I need to know if you guys are in LA because I'll take you to spots.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
It's not truly Detroit style, but my favorite, almost Detroit style, is Prime Pizza's Spicy Calabrian. It's like, it's got the Detroit crust around it. It's not as thick as a normal Detroit, but if you want the best Detroit that you can find in LA, and like even Dave Portnoy agrees, and like a lot of people go there. It's really tough. I'm pretty sure it's cash only. Apollonia's.
Yes, everyone loves Apollonia.
That's the one. Their Detroit just fucking hammers it.
Yeah.
Even their thin crust is incredible. every city has good pizza. You just got to know how to find it, or you just have to know their style.
Yeah. You gotta adapt.
Yeah. You gotta have expectations that aren't high.
Yeah.
Like I need pizza that isn't.
That's
Domino's.
just pizza. Pizza.
Pizza forever.
It's not just pizza, damn it.
Yeah. Pizza is nice.
It's real to me.
It's real to me. It's not just a phase.
This life out there somewhere.
All right. So, what song do we put at the end of this
I'm
episode?
gonna find
Any song you
it.
want? Could be yours. Could be someone else's.
Mama said I could touch the sky.
Yeah, a couple episodes ago, we just found a random YouTube episode.
Wanna crash back to the ground, start crying.
Could be the latest single. Could be any minor threat. Could be whatever you want.
You guys, can I give you guys?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You guys want to whatever you want. What do you want?
Yeah. Whatever you're comfy. 2 weeks.
I got wisdom here, I'm not old enough. Things to do, I'm not young enough. Maybe I'm just growing up.
It's kind of old.
What planet am I on when I can't find my home?
New stuff.
Afraid I won't make it on my own. Imposter in my fraud. Can't deal with change at all. Can't soar, but at least I'll crawl. I'm headed out, and I don't know where.
Touring concert photographer. There you go.
I need something, don't know what. Burn it down and light it up. This one, that one, call my bluff. Life on earth just ain't enough. I swear there's life out there somewhere. You won't know unless you're there. And the light outside just ain't enough.
Yeah. And I had a 58 between my
'Cause
legs
it's
like this.
diamonds in those caves.
Recorded it like that, and then I sat in the apartment.
And we
after
do
that
it
tour.
on our own.
So much on my mind, and I just sat there recording it into a 50
You just want me to come home.
pop thing.
I need something, don't know what. Burn it down and light it up. This one, that one, call my bluff. Life on earth just ain't. I swear there's life out there somewhere. You won't know unless you're there. Yeah. I swear someday